The Quote Goats Podcast. With your hosts, Tommy Guns. The Quote Goats Podcast.
All right. We back in the building, man. I go by the name of Tommy Guns. This is another episode of the Quote Goats Podcast. I think it's episode 33, and I got some friends in the building. Y'all want to go around the room and say your name and anything you want to say about yourself?
Well, first off, I'll start by saying it's crazy that this is your 33rd episode because 3 is my favorite number.
Oh, 3 your favorite
3
number?
is my favorite number. I got it tatted on me.
Oh, okay.
I was literally just having a conversation with Sin City. You know Sin City events that be hosting events in like Mannheim and all that.
I think I heard of them, but I ain't
But
know.
anyways, I was talking to the girl that's I guess over them, and her number, she had 333 tatted on her, and we was literally just talking about that. But yeah, it was just crazy that this is
Okay.
your 33rd episode, so
What
that's
a
dope.
coincidence.
So it was meant for me to be here today.
Okay.
But if y'all not familiar with me, it's your boy, it's Trey Fault. So we gonna get into this.
You got to say your famous line that you be saying.
Vasqueda, minor diggers.
What you be saying on TikTok all the time, right?
Yeah. That's my little catchphrase.
Okay.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm DJ Rapture, DJ producer. Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You did too much to only say that about yourself, man. This nigga got hits. Got hits out here. Then you, I know, like, my favorite song that you put out was the one with, what's dude's name from Cali? How can I not remember his fucking name? From the My Nigga song.
YG?
YG.
Shake that. Shake that.
You know what the problem with that record is? After that one, I spent insane amount of monies on mixing and mastering because that's like one of the biggest features we ever had.
Yeah.
And I hated the mix and the master. So I didn't really like to play the record. And after that, I was like, yo, that's never going to happen to me again. Let me get like the best motherfuckers to mix and master my shit because this is the worst that can happen. But yeah, that one is dope. I thought you were going to say Shake It Right. Because that's like it wasn't my biggest song. Hell yeah, was the biggest one.
Yeah.
But Shake It Right is it's like an evergreen. Like it's still everywhere. Everybody's playing it. I'm on fucking tour in Asia, like Kuala Lumpur, Phuket, Bangkok now, because that shit is big out there.
Okay. Yeah. I did a little tour in the Philippines off of the Worst Way and shit like that. But I know I like your music because you keep it club, you know what I'm saying? You got your lane that you really know like how to do, and like your DJ sets are really tailored to like your style of music and everything, and everybody know like you gonna kill that shit like when you come to the club, you know what I'm saying? And it's like pure black music, as the Germans say. You know what I'm saying? Where did that term come from?
Bro, I don't even know, man. We even had like black music charts. We had like there's like this big compilation in like the 2000s. It's called Bravo Black Hits and shit. Like this was like a real term like that. It just been out there.
I know. I remember when I came out here and started doing music and everybody was like, you do that black music, right? And I was like, should I be offended by this?
Yeah. I was actually so unaware of that until one day, I was talking to Ramona. She's over Undecided or whatever, and they posted some flyer from somewhere, and it said black music, and I don't know why it just hit my soul. Like, wait a minute, black music. I said, yo, y'all gotta change that. Y'all can put American hip hop, rap, and trap because it to the wrong person, it don't seem right.
I get it. But sometimes, right, like context is super important, and I can tell you like the term black music for a German person is like with the best connotation that could be. Like it's 100% positive, right?
Okay.
It's like what they mean is just like exactly what you said. American hip hop, like music that's culturally inspired.
But
like,
it works here though. It works here though because Americans, when they see black music, they know, all right.
Yeah.
That's the
nigga
music.
Nigga music. Straight up. We just gonna say what it is. Nigga music.
In the best way.
Yeah, in a good way.
It's like
But that's only here though, because
of course. I get your feelings though, right? I get it, but for me as a German guy, I can like just tell you guys like it's the best thing possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that now.
No bad intentions.
I know that now, but it's like the whole the digger word, right? When the first time I heard that shit, I was like, "What the fuck are you implying with that shit? Like, is that the German nigga?"
No. Digger is from Hamburg. That's
Okay.
like a northern thing, and they just say that, man. Bro, I got a friend. His name is Niggaman. Okay.
What?
Yeah, his name is Niggaman.
Niggaman.
Where is he from?
Fucking German. But let me tell you, bro, we've been on this like reggae and dancehall
Is
festival
this
in
his
Cologne.
Is it government
Yeah,
name?
but nigga, Nigge, Niggaman.
Wow.
Yeah, that's his real name. Like Daniel Niggaman. That's his name. His dad is even a cop. So that's a real story.
Okay.
And we are on this like, it's called Summer Jam. Have you heard about that? In
Summer
Cologne?
Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Cologne?
been to it one
Yeah.
time. One time.
And this guy got lost. Right?
Nigga.
And every
Nigga.
yeah, and you know his nickname is nigga, right?
Oh
nigga.
my God.
So everybody was running across this like fucking festival yelling nigga.
Oh.
And it's like super a lot of like Rastafarian peoples and all that shit. And they were like, yo, what the dude, 20 minutes later, it was like dude.
Oh my
that's-
God.
And
Did
we
y'all
had
get
to
in a
explain
fight?
to everybody, like, yo, his name is like nigga. It's like, yo, dude, like,
What the fuck was his parents thinking naming him that though?
I mean, you don't choose your last name, right? That's his last name.
Oh, it's a
No,
last
it's his
name.
last
yeah. It's Daniel Niggaman.
Can
Nigga.
you change your last name in
Of
Germany?
course, yeah, you could do that.
I would have had to change that if I was a white dude.
I just
I'd
changed it to
been-
mine.
Nigga mine.
Just
What
mine.
the-
I just leave it at
I
mine.
wonder what the origins of that last name is.
Niggas.
That's crazy. Probably, I don't know.
No,
Who knows?
But you know what? Like, honestly, like, let me tell you that from a German white boy perspective,
Mm-hmm.
bro, we are so not racist. I never even thought about the word, the N word,
Mm-hmm.
when I read this guy's name and he's like being in like elementary school with me. Like, we never even
Mm-hmm. Okay.
thought about that, bro, right?
Yeah.
Like, from a German perspective, born in the 80s, bro, our fucking heroes were like Dr. Dre, take a Will Smith, right?
believe that.
Take
I
a
believe that.
fucking dude, it's all black guys, man. Like a
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, like a Michael Jackson, like a Whitney Houston, like bro, being
Yeah, y'all
racist
got-
to us is like the fuck are you even talking about? You know what I mean? Like
Especially
it's-
somebody like you who was so influenced by hip hop and stuff, and like,
But in the 90s, before that all happened, like culturally, Michael Jackson, the Bulls, bro, that was like the biggest shit popping everywhere.
cause y'all was getting all that American like media and
influence
stuff, right?
everywhere. Fucking Michael Jackson, dude, the Fugees, like with the score, like one of the like first real R&B albums, like really like mixed with the boom bap shit that really popped out here,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Everything was so big, and it was all black people. Like, bro, we just watched like all like black entertainment actually out here, right? Like all these like Above the Rim, the Tupacs. We didn't even know who Tupac was, and we already watched like Juice and shit, and Menace to Society, and like all these movies, right? Like we just love that shit. That's why I still like the whole like, oh shit, my mic's sometimes like bugging.
Oh, it's good.
Yo.
That's- yeah, we can hear.
Oh, no,
you can't
no,
hear you.
no.
Is it my headphone?
I think it's your
no.
headphones.
Okay, sorry, good. Okay. Yeah, so to me, racism is so far fetched from my generation because
Right.
we're so influenced by it. That's why we use the term like black music with like no disrespect at all. That's just to us like, okay, it's all black people. We love their shit forever. So let's just like call it that.
Right. Okay. I see it like that. It's not like America where like everything has like a racial connotation to it and everything is like almost offensive and shit. Yeah. So for black people, like when we come over here and we like kind of get like jolted by it a little bit, we like we kind of got our guard up, you know what I'm saying? When we hear anything
Facts.
like that, you know what I'm saying? But I never like wanted to slap nobody in the face because of it or nothing.
No.
Is your mic still tripping?
I think so, yeah. Can you hear me through the mic right
Nah, I
No.
can't hear you through the mic. Hold on, let me.
I think it's a shortage in the cord.
I don't know what.
Yeah, I
now
think it's
can
that
hear me
backcord.
again. Let me just
Hit
stop
that
touching
backcord.
it.
Yo, that one right there.
I think
think
it's
it's
good
loose.
right now.
Yo, I think it's loose.
Oh, okay.
Say something.
Okay, now?
Yo,
no.
you good,
Okay,
yo.
good. Sorry, man.
I think it wasn't all the way in.
Okay, yeah.
It should be straight now, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I went on vacation in like Tunisia one time.
Tunisia, where's that?
It's in Africa,
No,
Oh,
North
okay,
Africa.
okay.
and I was at the pool, and I walked out. I was walking back to the hotel with my son, and like this pool dude like saw me, and I looked like hip hop and shit. I got the tattoos and all that type of shit. So he walked up to me. He took a little beat bopping and step and shit. And he was like, "Yo, what's up, nigga boy?"
Bro.
And the way he said it, I know he was like in his mind probably trying to be cool.
Cool, yeah.
But I looked at him like, man, you can't be running around saying that to black people. Like if I wasn't like cool and understood how you was trying to greet me in a cool way right now, like I probably would have slapped your head off your shoulders or something.
I'm laughing so hard because I can't just see this guy in front of me like so ignorant but naive at the same time, and like still having the best intentions actually, right? Just like trying to make a little fun, like whatever.
Cause he had a smile on his face and all type of shit. But I was like, nah.
But do you really like feel any racist stuff out here in Germany, especially in Nuremberg area with all the Americans? No, I'm asking a serious question.
I have. I'm not saying it's not every day.
Yeah.
It's not every day, but especially with these bars and clubs, there are specific ones that they pick and choose on who they want in, and you can definitely tell which ones they want in and don't want in. But I also understand because Americans come out here and bring the same mentality from America here. They always want to fight. They always get too drunk, and it's always a problem. That's why a lot of clubs don't want us in there, and I understand that. But still, there's still stipulations to it because I still feel like there's still, Americans that can handle themselves and still have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think that skin color in that context just reveals that you are an American soldier. So the prejudice is, I think, more against the American soldiers.
well, I'm not a soldier.
But that's
what
they
Absolutely.
Let me tell you a crazy story. My daughter is half black, right? And we just went to Miami together, just her and I, right?
Okay.
And I've never been to America with her. And I feel like I had a lot, especially older people, looking strangely at me, walking around with my 10-year-old half-black daughter. And that was the first time that I, as a white guy, kind of felt racism in a weird way.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Where I was like, okay, I think I get it now. Because I don't know that feeling, right? I can't really judge if you guys really get these looks and like that feeling and the strangeness. If you don't experience it, I don't know, right? It's like, anyway. But then in Miami or in Orlando and wherever we were, I was like, okay, that was strange. Like,
yeah.
That was weird, right? It's just like when they see my daughter, everything is good. They talk to me, and then my daughter comes to me, and they realize, oh, that's his daughter. It's just like this weird, like, I don't know. It was strange in a couple of situations where I couldn't even tell you what was strange, but it just felt strange in that second. You know what I mean? Like it was off. I don't know. So that was the first time for me as a white guy feeling like racism, if I can call it that. But you get my point though, right?
In America, it's definitely still people who don't like the thought of like interracial couples and stuff, especially like interbreeding and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it because I got 2 mixed kids. My wife is white, but I feel it like when I even mention that around certain black people, they'll look at me different afterwards. They be like, "Oh, you one of them black people that."
Oh, so there's hate from your side towards that too. You want to say?
Hell yeah,
for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
Like a motherfucker. They look at you like you less black. You hate yourself. You hate your race.
From that angle. Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
They look at it like it's an internal thing that you don't want to like date like somebody who look like your mama or some shit like that. They take it to all kind of crazy places.
Dude, that's so funny.
You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, right, the mother of my daughter is black, right? She's from Kenya. They used to live in London. They're in Germany now. But so I had similar experiences in London where it's all like a lot of like Nigerian people, like straight from the motherland, and they're just like first generation immigrants to England. Also a different thing, right? Like they bring a different type of mentality. And so I had kind of similar situations there. But in Germany, to be honest, I feel like, especially in the Mannheim area where I'm from, like people just fucking love it when you're different. When you speak English, they love it. Like it's a big problem. My daughter learning German now because everybody wants to speak English with you. They just appreciate it. And then the Americans in Mannheim being such a big force that everybody appreciates like people being black because they know that's, it's cool people. Like they just love the whole culture behind it. So I even think that I even see it as an advantage. Like everything that I saw was like super positive and welcome. But I get that there's, older or stupider people that just like, might react different. Right. But in my world, like where I'm from, it's like,
yeah, I mean, it depends on where you at. Cause I'm sure in like East Germany or some shit, they'll look at you like you a piece of shit for having a mixed kid and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And in certain parts of America, I talked about this topic a few times on my show. I had this one chick that's living in London, but she American. She was on this show, Just Pearly Things. It's this white chick that she do like red pill content. She like the white woman Kevin Samuels or whatever.
Hold on. What is real pill content?
Red pill content is like anti-feminist, like
okay.
fresh and fit,
Okay.
talking down on women and bigging up like dudes and stuff like that.
That's like that one girl. That's that. She's redhead.
She redhead.
Yeah. I be watching her stuff all the time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay, the chick I had on my show.
Yeah,
I like her. I ain't bashing her. I'm probably gonna be on her show soon because I had a conversation with her.
I just like the fact that she not just biased to one.
Can I see a picture? Can somebody pull a picture up?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
She be coming up with some valid points though. For a woman,
I don't even know who it is. Yeah.
Y'all keep talking though, but yeah.
I think my mind goes.
I had her friend on the show that she played volleyball with in like the UK and shit. And she was on there with like this known racist dude named Nick Fuentes. You ever heard of him? He was the dude that was sitting next to Kanye.
That everybody was tripping about
when Kanye said he loved Hitler and shit.
Yeah. And he met up with him again after, and that's what people was tripping about.
Yeah, he like worked for Kanye and shit.
Okay.
Kanye said he loved Hitler?
You never seen that shit?
Nah.
He said, I love Hitler.
Bro, if I gave y'all my response about how I felt about that, y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
Go ahead. While I'm looking up this picture.
Give me the context first. Like in what context? Like, how did he say that?
I mean, I can pull that up next.
Well, he didn't necessarily say. He did say he loved Hitler, but what he was saying is no matter how bad you are, you've done something good for people too.
Okay,
that's why he's saying he loved him for the good things he's done.
Yeah, that's Pearl right there.
Regardless of all the bad things he's done, pretty much.
I've never seen that girl in my life.
You never seen
But she's
Pearl?
all over Instagram. She's all over Instagram.
She all over a lot of social media.
Bro, it's the whole bubble thing nowadays, man. If you're not in that bubble, if they don't show you that shit, right? Like,
yeah, if you're not in the algorithm, then you're not gonna see
you and
that
I
shit.
might think it's fucking Jesus, and you've never seen that person. You know, like, and it's like you're just somewhere else. And I guess that's a good part of it again.
Yeah. But what was you saying about Pearl?
No, you were saying something about the
I was saying
volleyball,
she
the
dope.
volleyball girl.
Oh yeah, so because we were talking about the interracial dating shit. So this girl that like do her hair and makeup, and she like just randomly was on the show that day when she had this Nick Fuentes dude on the show. And he's like an Italian dude, and he's like a white supremacist, like self-proclaimed white supremacist and shit, and like a Nazi. Like he almost don't believe the Holocaust happened and shit. And he like banned from the internet. He banned from YouTube. He banned from Facebook, Instagram, all the big social media sites because of his views and what he be talking about and shit. Just like they banned Kanye, they banned him. And so he was on the show and he was like, I don't fuck with race mixing and shit. And the other chick, her name is Gabby. She was like, well, my boyfriend black. And he was like, and she Italian too. And he was like, oh, you a piece of shit pretty much because he was like, your Italian family should disown you because you dating a black guy. Ugh. Type shit.
Yeah, I think I seen that. And he was like, Italians don't like black people or something.
Yeah, he was like Italians don't like black people
Oh,
and shit like that and blah, blah, blah.
I never heard that about Italians.
Me neither.
I had never
I know Russians. I heard that about Russians.
Russians, Russians don't
wouldn't-
like Americans either way. So
No, but I'm talking about black.
black,
Yeah, black.
specifically.
Especially if they dating like a Russian woman and shit. But I never heard it about Italians.
Me
But
neither.
I interviewed her and I saw the clip and like I posted a clip on my thing and all the racist Italians came out the woodwork. Calling her a fucking mud shark.
That's crazy.
A fucking coal miner. They was like all type of shit I never heard.
I ain't never heard that before.
I ain't never heard of mud shark either, but they was going in on her like, you a piece of shit. You dating fucking black niggers and blah, blah, blah. They was like, what the craziest thing they said was like, dating a black guy is equivalent to like bestiality, like fucking an animal or some shit, fucking a monkey. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, like, cause I don't like to live my life like looking for racism everywhere and shit. You know, like looking to be oppressed and like looking for something racial to be mad at all the time. So in my existence, I don't like live in like, you know, like I don't. when I see some real racism happen, I can recognize it, but I don't look for it. You know what I'm saying? So to see all them comments under my shit and all these racist Italian people, I was like, damn, I thought racism was kind of over, but it ain't.
It's not.
It's not.
I don't think it's ever gonna be
ignorance
over
is
with.
not gonna die, man. You know. And I mean, at the same time, man. Just as a disclaimer, I don't know if these guys in the U.S. just looked at me funny because they didn't expect that to be my daughter, and they just didn't even mean it in a bad way.
Yeah.
But it just made you feel weird, like. What's up? Like, you know, like, I don't know, man. So I don't want to judge nobody, but it just made me feel weird. And, you know, you just like, as a white guy, see the whole topic from a new angle, having a mixed child, of course. But honestly, man, when my daughter went to school in London, bro, and I mean this in the best way possible, her class, when they came out, these 15, 16 kids, it looked like fucking Peppa Pig. You know, when you have like one of each animal, you know what I mean? Like they have like she's in London, right?
So
like
it's
she used to be in London.
super diverse.
Yeah.
Can you drop your mic a little bit? It's like covering your face on the cam.
Yeah, and I think I'm not really hearing myself. Do you
I
guys
still hear you. It
Okay,
ain't cut
we
out
hear
no
you.
more.
Yeah, I think it's a problem with the headphones. And
You want to
with the
switch
mic.
headphones?
Let me just go and I'll go. Let's do it in the break. I don't want to fuck
Okay,
everything up.
okay.
Yeah. So her being in a school in London, just got her the experience of like not being different because everybody's so different.
Yeah.
There's like an Indian kid and like a like super dark one and like I don't even know, like a Jamaican kid, like half Nigerian, and then there's her with like half Kenyan, half German, and then there's like all these
Super
like
mixed.
a Harry Potter type of dude, red hair, and then there's like dude, like everything, like everybody looks different. So you don't really like, even like. I asked her one time, like, what's the name again of the Asian girl with the mother, blah blah blah. And she's like, what's Asian? Like they didn't even know that, right? They didn't even know the distinction.
That's what's up, though.
Because everybody is different. They couldn't give everybody a label. You know what I mean? And I love that. I was like, yo, sorry, man, for me even bringing that shit up. I don't want to explain to you now what that is. Like, why would I like give you the names to, you know, divide something? Like, all good. I mean, you know, Olivia, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That remind me of like that whole CRT thing in America. You know about that shit?
What's that?
It's like this curriculum that they trying to put in certain schools to like specifically like to make a whole class about how black people were slaves and like white people were slave owners, and like it kind of demonizes white people and kind of victimizes black people in like little kids' mind and causes like a divide between them in the school. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like fighting against that because they don't want their kids growing up with that connotation in their mind. You know what I'm saying? It's like two sides. It's like the side, like a parent, like the realization you came to is parents that's like, I don't want my black kid growing up thinking they less than a white person. And his parents is like, I don't want my white kid either thinking they got a superiority complex over a black person or feeling some kind of white guilt, like they did something to black people when like they ain't really never did nothing to them and shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't heard about that shit?
I ain't never heard of no CRT. I heard that they trying to remove like black history from schools. I heard that.
But that's the whole CRT thing.
Okay.
They not
All right,
they not necessarily trying to remove black history. It's just they trying to really focus in on it and like implant it in the kids' minds and like just keep that divide going between.
Yeah, but ain't there some states that don't want to do it?
They don't want to, like, they want to teach history. They don't want to not cover, like in the history class, they don't want to not cover slavery and shit, but they trying to make it, CRT stands for critical race theory. And it's the theory of like white supremacy and like black inferiority and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of indoctrination tactic to like keep, because you know how everything is so divided in America.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
It's everything is all about what group you belong to, the color of your skin and
clothes you
shit
got
like that.
on,
It's all about
everything.
it's all about divisiveness, what class you are and shit like that. And I kind of agree that I don't want like a whole dedicated class to like critical race theory and shit. It can be like a college course that you can elect to take maybe, but it shouldn't just be like implanted in the kid's head, just like you know, gender theory or some shit. I don't agree that for that to be in school.
Kids don't think that way. I mean, that's, if you don't tell them about it, they just don't recognize it. Like I said, my daughter didn't even know what fucking Asian is. Like,
yeah, and that's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? She just looked at it like
bro, I
another human being.
I felt so stupid in that second. And I didn't even mean that in a bad way, right? Saying Asian. It's not a bad thing, right? But it's no. She didn't even think in those terms. For her, it was just fucking Olivia. I was like, okay, sorry. Like, I'm the stupid one. You know what I mean? Like, not you for not knowing. That's
and if
crazy.
you was the fucked up parent, you could have sat her down and be like, okay, she's Asian. She's from another country. She different from us. She different from you.
Which is cool now. Now that they went like through like all the different continents and shit, and you have like the context of like, look, her heritage is just that her parents, her family, whatever, or at least a part of it comes from that part of the world. That's cool, right? So it's a different context, right?
Yeah.
But if it's just you trying to divide people with names and like with, because she doesn't like, she was probably like 5 or 6 years old, right? It's like Asian, like what is that? That's the name for that girl, right? Like, because she looks like that with the eyes and she's different than you. Look, and pointing out like the differences. Yeah, it doesn't make no sense for her. It was just a kid of her class. Like she was like 100% like she was,
and that's how it should be.
Yeah,
because I feel like school should be like to learn like the basic outline of like everything. You know what I'm saying? To educate you. But like all these ideologies and shit that they trying to implant in schools and
that's
like
you Americans, bro. We don't have that in Germany.
Y'all don't. It ain't like that in Germany.
Not at all. You guys just going mad.
America is crazy, man.
Hey, but I got a question. So, with your kid, was there ever a time or point where your daughter ever felt like, oh, why I don't look like them?
You mean with us, like with the white part of the family?
Yeah, or white or black, either one.
I think she might have had that with her mother's side more than with us. I think the white side. But I would have to ask her at a certain point because everybody else from her mother's side is like not mixed. It's all black.
Okay,
and she's the only mixed one.
Right.
But I don't know. I just remember that she once told me really young, when they just say like these innocent things, right?
Right.
That her mother says her hair is special, right? Because her hair is not that hard to like to get done, whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
To braid them and stuff. So, it's little stuff like that, right? Or that people just approach us in the winter and tell my daughter like, oh my gosh, the skin complexion is so nice. This is why I'm getting sunburned in the summer because I want to look like that. You know what I mean? So she understands that in little parts that she is different, but honestly, from my point of view right now, it's all in a super positive.
Yeah.
And then also you got to say, I got this like really close friend, a girl called Doreen. She's like a high-end model, like literally high-end model. I'm fucking sure if I show you 20 commercials, you've seen her. Like,
okay.
She's like in these big-ass TV commercials, like for Levi's and like all this like crazy stuff. Around the world, LA, South Africa, blah, blah, blah. She's half black, super pretty, half gay from Ghana and Poland.
Okay.
Super beautiful girl. I know her for like probably 15 years. And you could tell how the first couple of years in like the mid-2000s, I would say 2010 around, it was harder for her to get jobs because you really had to look for that, ebony type of girl with the big hair and like, pretty but large. Like, it was different.
The stereotype.
And then they started to like mix these catalogs up.
Because after Black Lives Matter and all that
way
shit?
before that. The guy from, do you guys know Otto? Have you heard about that? It's like
Auto
a shop,
catalog?
like, yeah, that
My
shit.
wife modeled for them sometimes.
Oh, dope. Ask her about that. She might know that. He's married to a Brazilian chick, I think, and she's black. So he's always had something for black people, right? Or like black women. So he started to add like a lot of black girls in that catalog. If you go through the catalog, even from 10 years ago, it's like, bro, you think you'll be like in a mixed country. It's like it's like 70% black chicks, like super hot girls everywhere, right?
Okay.
And I realized with her that with the black girl that she got added to bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger jobs. And over the last 10 years, it just got crazy big that in every campaign now, they add a half black, super pretty girl in there. And it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
So for my daughter with like, having the crazy braided hairs and stuff like that, cornrows, whatever it is, everybody's like, oh my God, that looks so cool and so special. And they just know it from like movies. And that's what I see. I don't really see any kid being like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? For them, it's just like super special. English, comes from London, right? Like has this different hair. Like that's what I see in from my perspective as a dad of what
Okay.
she experiences. Yeah.
So from
Yeah,
my
what's your
perspective,
experience?
my perspective from a black dad, because I have a daughter and a son. My daughter's 4, she's mixed, pretty, curly hair, all that. She's had an experience where she's came home from school, and this is a story from her mom, pretty much saying, you know, like, my hair is not like theirs. Like, I want my hair to look like your mom.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So
but did she realize that she's different, or did somebody
my
point it out?
my daughter is very intellectual. Like, she's very smart. She's way ahead of her time, like, for real. So, like, she was very aware. Like, she even noticed her skin tone sometimes is, you know, darker than everybody else's.
But do you think she got like bullied because she looked different?
That's hard to say. I can't necessarily say she got bullied, but I'm pretty sure it has been a topic of discussion between kids because kids are very naive. And kids don't realize that what they're saying is hurtful to
they
other
can be
kids.
pretty brutal.
Especially, we're here in Germany, so a lot of the kids that she's around are predominantly white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the only black people that she sees is me and my side of the family, which she don't see every day. She sees me the most, you know what I'm saying? And now she got her brother. But now that she's at a more understanding age, she's about to be 5. Now she understands. Like, now she don't have that problem. Now she loves her hair. Now she, you know, she loves it. So I was just curious about that. But yeah, she's definitely had those experiences before where she's asked, like, you know, why I don't look like this, or why I can't look like that, or I don't like my hair and stuff like that. And my daughter has beautiful hair.
I think a lot of mixed kids go through that. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of weary of my kids going through that too. I mean, you know,
being a father and just hearing that, it's just like sad, because it's like,
bro, I got my wife got a friend, right? She got a mixed kid, and he got. I think it kind of matter what kind of school you put your kid in too,
right?
Yeah,
because you know they got more diverse schools over here and stuff like that, and some of them like way more predominantly white. And I think she put him in like she had no choice but to put him in like a bad school because of the area that she lived in and stuff. And I guess he got bullied a lot. And she would catch him trying to like rub the black off himself and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because he had got bullied so motherfucking much and shit, you know. And I think even one time it was some incident with a bridge he almost jumped off of, and he was like 10 years old or some shit, but he was getting bullied so much in the school that he just hated the fact that he wasn't like everybody else and shit. And like, I dread that type of situation for my kids and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me probably
I fuck somebody up.
At the disclaimer, at the disclaimer that my daughter lived in London like till 2 years ago.
Okay.
So she's 10 now. Used to be 8 when they came over here. She's also going to a British school here.
Okay.
So it's also different.
she's
But in the UK, like I said, it was like the most mixed group of kids I've ever seen in my life. It was crazy.
There's a lot of black people in London, right?
Yeah, and not only that, also like Asians and Indian and Pakistani. And one comes to, you know, the little ones with the 5 years, but they have this like little, what's it called, turban or whatever.
Yeah, turban.
Right, and it just looks super funny. Like it's just so cute, right? And then you got like the little kid with the hair open,
Right,
and then
you
you
got
got
so
like
many
the Harry Potter dude next to it. Like it's just like
Harry Potter dude.
but
that's
you-
pretty much how
but
it
you
is
get
in
my
America.
point,
I know
though.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Our schools in America is pretty diverse for the most part. I mean, of course, you got like, you know, private, predominantly white, private, predominantly black. But
course.
for the most part,
You know what's
most
funny?
schools is
Fun
like,
fact: in the UK, you put your mixed or black kids, if you got the paper for it, into private school, for them to get away from the whiteness, because you want them to be in a school where they are more mixed, because you don't want them to be like discriminated against in a regular school, like a regular public school. So that's why those private schools are actually the mixed and crazy ones, because everybody who's an immigrant who got the money, though, is trying to take their kid away from the bad parts of London and into private schools. So it's exactly the opposite way. Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like that here in Germany too. It's certain schools that are way more diverse.
do they do
other
private schools in Germany?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't know about this area, right? Where I'm from, and I went through the German school system. Bro, it's like you don't really need to pay for anything. I mean, I'm sending my girl to a private school, right? But that's in Germany. You don't really need that. Like, the German schools are good. If you're not like in a big ass city like Berlin or Frankfurt or whatever, where you like in the worst like neighborhood ever,
Yeah.
dude, Germany is all good. I don't know about the racist part, because when I went through that in the 90s and 2000s, like, what do I know about that shit, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, the school system out here is pretty solid, and it's pretty, let's say, without politics.
Okay.
Right? Like they don't do the whole like, let me tell a 7-year-old about like gay sex, whatever stuff. Like they don't do that.
You think so?
Yeah, bro. My daughter is 10. She does like she still believes that the Easter Rabbit and fucking Santa Claus still exist. Like
Okay.
that's how naive they teach those kids in those private schools.
That's a good thing,
which
though.
I fucking love. Bro.
Yeah,
like
that's-
I don't want to explain to her like all the shenanigans, like do whatever.
Because in
Like,
America, it's definitely going like they homeschooling. Like if I was in America,
that's
well, I
illegal.
would
That's
say-
illegal in Germany.
yeah,
by
so
the way.
you can't even
Yeah.
homeschool your kids in Germany. But in America, I would recommend homeschooling your kid because they trying to implant all kind of shit into their head, man. Shit is crazy in America. I'm glad I do not live
But it's
there.
funny that we all three sitting here as dads with mixed kids.
Absolutely,
And we
yeah.
actually came together to talk about like nightlife and music and shit. And we talking about that. I love it. Nah, that's so
it's
cool,
dope.
man. That's so dope. I love it. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Bro, you know what's crazy? When I tried to like travel to the US with my daughter that also got my last name, I had to really call up the mother for the guy at the immigration office just to leave Germany. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't want to let me leave. I don't know if that's normal.
No, that's normal. Even the mother of my kids,
Yeah.
she has to do the same thing because we both got 50-50 custody, and my kids have my last name too. So
Okay, because I never,
Yeah,
I
that's-
never
that's
had
completely
her
normal.
have
That's
to call
completely
me.
normal.
I've never had that.
yeah, it's normal.
Oh, she don't have to call you?
Bro, never.
You never had to sign a document or anything like that.
Dude, I don't know if you want to go into that. Type of stuff, but
I
let
would
me,
think they would favor
Yeah,
the
you're
woman
supposed to-
more.
They
Of
do,
course,
but
bro.
they still have to get approval though.
Okay.
They still have to get approval. They can't just leave.
I can tell you stories that.
I could be wrong, but from what my,
Don't tell your personal
Bro,
shit.
yeah, nah.
got some
I mean
crazy
that's
I
that's
can see
definitely
how-
that's definitely something that whatever the story is, where men are fucked. Like when it comes to that shit, like yo, you as a man, like you got a problem. Like when your wife or whatever it is, the girlfriend, whatever, with the kid, like they got rights that you
They
as
got
a
all the
man
rights.
will never have, even though it got your last name, the kid, right? Like it doesn't matter.
Because it's always assumed that the man is the bad guy in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of fucked up, but I don't know. And in the world, let me ask y'all this. Y'all feel like who got more privileges in the world these days? You know what I'm saying? Women or men?
I feel like it depends on what aspect you looking at it in.
What you mean?
Because I feel like legally, women have more privileges,
That's a pretty big aspect of life.
but physically, men got more privileges.
Are you talking about like because
That's
we
what I'm
like
saying. In different,
physically
yeah,
stronger?
yeah, physically stronger, sexual too. Like,
I mean,
we
but
can,
women-
we can have sex with multiple women and not be looked at as a hoe compared to women.
I don't know about
They,
that.
of course, women say that, but they still fuck with us.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if we put a girl right here and she told us, "Oh, I didn't fuck 30, 40 guys," we all gonna look at her as like a what?
Like a hoe, but if she bad enough, you still gonna smash.
It depends, bro.
Come
Or
on.
you're
It
never
depends.
gonna put the
I'm
ring
not.
on it.
I'm not gonna say no. Exactly.
that's
You're
a-
never
But
gonna marry her.
you got the simps dude. You got the simp dudes that will put a ring on it
That's
though.
that's the Sims dude.
And they'll pay for
But
the
what's the percentage
OnlyFans.
of that? What's the percentage of that though?
Man, it's a lot of bitches out here getting rich
But
off
put
of
that
that
same
OnlyFans shit.
same girl in front of you or 30 other girls in front of you, and you said you fuck 30, 40 women. And if they fuck with you, they gonna fuck you regardless
On both sides, it
and
depends.
marry you too.
On both sides, it depends on the caliber of the person. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's true, too, but-
if you sit a OnlyFans fucking Riley Reed fucking porn star chick in front of me, I am not wifing that up.
Yeah, we had this discussion last time.
Yeah, I'm not wifing that
But
up.
me-
If you
but me-
put no offense, some rinky dink German dude in front of him that don't never get no pussy, he gonna worship her, lick her fucking toes, and do any fucking thing she say. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the caliber of the person.
I mean,
and
that's true too, but-
if I come in the room and I tell a chick I got 100 bodies, and she like a stand up chick who like about her business and don't want a dude that's done slept around that much, then she gonna reject me too. You know what I'm saying? It's like a broad. We try to like paint these like
But the reality is that chicks look for different stuff than that, and that men look for different stuff.
Absolutely.
And, we all got the right to do so.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. A lot of women will
They'll overlook the body
Yeah,
count
yeah,
over
for sure,
man.
for sure.
They don't even care. You
That
know
shit
what I
flies
heard
right
a
over their
lot?
head.
You know what I heard a lot? And with us in nightlife, or let me just talk for me, right? Like
Go ahead.
in nightlife, bro, and I'm like on the road for like 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You just catch your body here and there anyway, like if you want it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And
If you wanted or not.
I mean, you know what's happening,
Yeah, I know.
right? So let's just be real. And the point is, I heard a lot of women tell me like, yo, I prefer that because I want the man to like be done with this business. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know when I come to you, like, you done that. If everything is good at home, like, why would you just like waste everything for a wretched bitch, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
because there's not really like, yo, we've done all that shit. Like, yo, what you gonna do? Like, I'm gonna just take you home and then what? Just kick you out 15 minutes late? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you over with that at a certain point. You're
True
just happy
that.
that you come back on a Sunday and you got a home cooked meal and they're like
Absolutely.
pretty girl there, and that's worth like way more. But you can only say that once you've done that.
Once you've done it and you
And
got it
I
out
tell
of your
that to
system.
so many girls, like, yo, only a guy with opportunities and who doesn't take them is faithful. Like being faithful without the presence of like temptation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not being fucking faithful,
Yeah,
dude.
you just can't get no pussy. But
Exactly.
if you got
which
the
also
options-
equals being faithful, by the way.
it does.
Right? And that's like let me tell you that's like 90% of the guys I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
anytime that we just like hit the clubs with like all the guys, right? I see what's going on, right? And they're all like most of them are fucking married, and like, bro, it's like you know what I mean with that, right? I don't want to like talk bad about nobody,
No,
but
it's
that's
the truth.
that's
I know
a
what you
totally
mean.
different
It's the
thing.
truth.
Because they married for like 8 years already, and they never really had that part in their youth where they could go crazy about it, right? So women, like, I mean, who's going to all these prostitutes? Let me tell you, it's not me. Like, you know what I mean? It's not
Exactly.
us in fucking nightlife. We try to not catch a body no more. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, that's our job. So, a lot of people, dude, like, yeah, whatever. Do you, man. Everybody do you, right? But I tell you, a lot of girls told me they actually appreciate the fact, not that you had like 28 kids in like 17, different
Yeah,
countries.
the
but-
kids thing is different.
Yeah. But, or like all these STDs and shit, right? Because there's consequences too.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, like for us men, I think that the price we pay for a lot of shit we do is way less in that regard. So yeah, that I think is a privilege we got, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But what price you think women pay for like having a whole bunch of bodies? I mean, I know, but like from y'all perspective, like, well, how do you look at a woman? Like, what's a lot of bodies for a chick?
It depends on the age.
Okay, say she like 23, 25. How,
23, 25, how many bodies?
yeah, how many? Like, I'm asking you, how many? If she said she got,
Let's just be straight, man. The less the better.
yeah, the less
I-
the better.
absolutely,
fucking less the
absolutely.
better.
But
Yeah.
I feel like we in a time now where everybody fucking.
Hookup culture.
Everybody's fucking, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, motherfuckers is going to the club to fuck.
Yeah.
And but a lot of
Not
women,
even to the club on Tinder.
bro, everywhere.
Yeah.
But a lot of girls go to the club and put on this image on like social media about, oh, niggas ain't this, but niggas ain't that. But the real reason a lot of women go to the club is to leave with a guy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
true. And the same reason why most men go to the club is to look for a woman to hopefully go back home with, smash, maybe not love, but smash,
Yeah,
and that be that. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I don't know that be that, especially
But-
out here in Germany. I know when I used to be running the streets, boy, you German chicks. You
But
go, you
body
take a chick
count-
home, you smash.
Yo.
You think it's just a one off, and she think y'all finna get married after that shit.
Okay, what chick in her right mind takes a guy home from the club? Do you know what? I never asked for their first name. No,
Hey.
I'm fucking serious.
hey,
I didn't
you-
ask
hey,
for
for
names.
real,
That's just
for real,
not even.
you don't never
I didn't
remember
ask for
names.
names.
No,
at all.
but I don't even ask for it.
Yeah,
Because then you don't even get to that level, but you still fucked up enough to go home, like to the hotel. Like, hey, yo, I'm kicking you out. Of course, I didn't even know your first name, bitch. Like, the fuck you think is gonna happen? No, but you get my point though.
yeah, I get your
Yeah.
point.
I'm not even getting to that level. Like, but anyway, used to.
Yeah,
but that's
used
the
to.
point, man. After a while, I don't really think that my lifestyle ever had like really bad consequences, but to me at least. But there also is a lot of bad consequences for you as a guy, man. Like, it depends on how white the area is that your activities going on, right? Like that can also backfire on you. Like no chick wants the ex-boyfriend of like a a girl she knows or do that that her friend smashed. Like that's I think the kind of the same thing. And then on the other hand, man, if you knock somebody up, like bro, that can ruin a lot. Right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. You could definitely change
But
the
body count, though.
trajectory of
Body
your
count,
life.
How many? You said 23, 25.
23, 25.
But is there really a set number, dude? Look, if she
I
if
think,
she,
I think
really-
over a
if she
set number.
started dating with like 16 and she had like let's say 4, 5, 6 boyfriends and like a one night stand, it's still a different story than having like 7, 8 one night stands and she's just been with one guy, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like if she really had like let's say kind of like serious more
to me,
serious
it don't matter
relationship-
the
Nah, it does because that
To me, it don't matter. Like a body is a body.
For real?
A penis in your pussy.
no.
is a
Okay, then
penis in
let
your
me
pussy.
throw that out. Let's say you meet the chick only had 3 guys, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but like the first one like 3-year relationship, one was like half a year, other one was like 3-year relationship. That's the first chick.
Okay.
Okay. Second picture is one guy lost virginity and had a threesome a day later. It's the same number, right? But what does it say about the character? That's a different number.
Because she
That's
got
different.
gang banged.
No, but three is not. It's not 3. Like 3 is not 3.
Yeah, the whole gangbang thing. That's
No,
gonna live in my head.
Yeah. I'm just putting it like, yeah, bro. Honestly, if you know your bitch being gangbanged, bro, you're not gonna cuddle up with your chick after you came. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're not doing that. Come on, ladies. Like, honestly, if you do that shit, do it. Don't ever tell you. Don't ever tell your guy.
Yeah, don't ever tell your
me
guy.
personally, the older I get, the more I try to be understanding to a woman when it comes to body count. Because at the end of the day, I know they still accept us for how much bodies we get, and we get bodies. And
But
that's
would
just
you
true.
rather a more pure chick or
Absolutely. In reality, absolutely. But that still doesn't mean I'm not open to dating a woman that got bodies, because honestly, sometimes I would rather have sex with a woman who had more experience than a woman who hasn't.
But
that's
do
just-
you,
I
but do
don't
you
want the-
ask?
I
At
don't
what
want
point?
the
At what point do you
experience.
think you should ask? And do
I
you?
wouldn't
And
even
do you
ask.
even ask?
That's what I was about to say.
and
I
do
don't
you
even
even
ask.
You don't have to.
Ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying?
The only time I want to know, really, not necessarily the amount of bodies you have, but more so like how much you get around, is when this guy is telling me that, my friend. did
That's
this.
the thing.
You know
That's
I'm
what
saying?
comes
when
with the body count, though.
But think about it. I could have had a high body. Say I'm a woman. I could have had a high body in America, came to Germany, and you never knew I had these bodies.
Yeah.
So you can also portray a
honestly,
certain image.
that's a way better situation.
It is for
Like
the
the
woman.
worst-
For the woman.
No, also for you. Like if you know 3 guys who smashed like the chick you're with, like it's a different situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they're like, then you run into them like wherever you go, right? Like you're just gonna go to fucking McDonald's and there's one, and you go to the club and there's another one.
Yeah.
It's a different situation than knowing like, yo, those 3 guys are like, I don't know, South Carolina.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, then it matters less. Because it's a whole different thing when you got to encounter the person who done.
But you
done
see
blew
how
your girl back out and shit.
weird we guys have a strange ego perspective on the body count.
But you don't feel like women feel like that? I feel like women don't want to be in the same room as somebody who they do.
They
done.
say that around their friends, but behind closed doors,
But
if
why?
you used to get that girl
no,
by
but
herself,
why?
like,
But why? What is it? But because I'm not mad at the guy who smashed the girl before me. I'm not mad at him. I understand it. I just like feel disgusted.
It ain't
It's a
mad. Yeah,
different-
I'm
it's a
saying
different
it ain't
thing.
mad. It's just a disgust.
Yeah,
and
but the chick I don't think is disgusted by it. I think the chick is comparing herself to the other chick, and there's like this this bullshit going on.
But you comparing yourself to the other dude too.
I mean, I'm the one smashing out, not him. I don't
Yeah,
care.
but it's the thing about women having like high body counts, and I don't want to sound like a red pill dude right now, but it's like this shit called like, because I've seen some clips of women talking about this, and it's like the more dudes that a woman let fuck, you know what I'm saying?
unless she get married.
It's like only one of them dudes fucked her the best.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know if you was that dude. You know what
Bro,
I'm saying?
I didn't see that coming.
I did it. I thought it was a marriage thing because I saw something about the marriage thing.
Yeah. I've
No,
seen
no,
that
no.
one too,
Yeah.
but I didn't expect that.
Yeah,
I didn't
only
expect
one
that.
of them dudes had the biggest thing and fucked the shit out of her the best, you know? And he was probably a piece of shit. And she probably not with him. You know what I'm saying? So if you encounter some dude that she done fuck and they in the same room, you don't know if she like reminiscing like, that nigga was a piece of shit, but wish I could go back to that one
So-
more time and shit. You know
so
what I'm saying?
question,
And it's
have
more of a
y'all-
possibility if she got like 30 bodies, you know?
Have y'all ever reminisced about a past sex partner?
Is that a serious Of course.
But with your current relationship.
I mean, I'm in my current relationship, so I'm gonna plead the fifth on this one.
Bro, I'm in the fucking situation of my life right now. Like, let me tell you that straight up. And my girl's never gonna watch that.
Okay.
But let me
But-
tell you that. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not reminiscing shit.
Oh,
you ain't never had a
so
time-
you in the best sexual relationship of
That's
your
what
life.
I mean. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
So am I.
okay. Okay.
I mean this most honestly.
My
chick's
bad.
not gonna watch that.
I didn't mean to make the situation awkward. It was just a thought, man.
No, I can't. I'm super straight up. My girl's never gonna watch that. I can literally say that, and I really like. And I'm super happy for that. And I'm saying like, yo, in our situation in nightlife, it's just crazy sometimes. It's just sick, right? It's just sick. And let me just tell you, with not like putting all my private shit out here, that's the girl with the lowest body count I ever had. And it's the craziest in bed, which is like against everything I actually expected.
Yeah.
So all the like, oh, I don't want the girl with like no experience or less experience. It's like, because it's not gonna be that good. Like,
It's good
No, I
teaching you.
agree.
It's good
I
teaching
agree.
your girl new things and like they appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying? I've been with some, you know what I'm saying, some slut buckets out here and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. You know, not saying it was bad or whatever, but when you get a chick who hasn't experienced as much and hasn't slept around and hasn't like kind of wore herself out with sex, it's more of a special thing. When
For
when
her,
you,
I think it's more special for her than it is for us.
it's special for me too, because you get to see like her discovering new like feelings and like maybe she never had an orgasm before and you can give her an orgasm and make her squirt or whatever and she like, what the fuck is this new world you introduced me to and shit like
I feel
that,
like
you know?
can do that to inexperienced girls too. Because there's a lot of experienced girls that ain't never squirted or never had real orgasms.
I think we're not talking against experience. We're just talking, bro, not experience. Because there's
Yeah.
also like a stigma to like less experience.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
but
yeah.
bro, I get it. Like, man, if you just meet like the perfect girl and you know,
Yeah. Regardless if she's experienced or not experienced. Ideally, yes, most men want a woman that's
Yeah.
had sex with less men. Absolutely. I would too. But at the same time, I'm still open to having sex with a woman that's experienced too. You know what I'm saying? So
and everybody I think would like be okay for like a couple of numbers more, but then have like a good girl in the bed, like
For
you know,
sure.
just like get some skills in the sack. But you know, there's a trade off. There's a
Yeah,
certain
it's
trade off.
always the trade off.
But I would say like the rule of thumb is like the less the better.
yeah, the
yeah,
less the better.
Ideally, yeah.
Right, and with no judgment at all. Like I think that was like the most neutral conversation about
sure.
that topic ever. But
sure.
for every girl, like the less you got, the better it is.
Yeah, the less you got, because it's less of a chance that you ain't the dude that fucked the shit out of her.
I've never seen it from that side, to be honest, but I get it. Yeah. Bro, that's good, man.
Yeah, y'all want to take a little quick break real quick? I got to piss.
Hey, if you want, yeah, me too. Let's do it.
All right.
It's dope.
Fucking vice versa, man. But Pastor
Oh yeah. That's
That shit,
a,
man.
that's
Pastor
old.
Troy inspired me to be a rapper way back in the day.
For real?
Hell yeah. My first rap song sounded just like a DSGB song.
That's dope. Are we on already?
Yeah, we already on.
Okay, that's a good comeback.
So what's up with the music, man? Like, how was Corona for you? We'll start with that. Did you almost give up
It's a
DJing?
crazy gap though, like between like how was
Yeah.
what's with music and how was Corona? It's like, bro, where do I start, bro? Corona, I think was really dope, man. When that shit came in, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna just be home for like 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's like, yo, that's so good. Like I'm gonna be home for like more than 5 days, 4 days in a row. I can just go grocery shopping. Like that was my first thought, seriously. So I really appreciated it, but politely, like of course, not knowing that shit's gonna be 2 years with no
Right.
income as a DJ and a producer of club music.
Mm-hmm.
But everything worked out pretty well, bro. We just went into hustle mode and hustled the way through. And to be honest, I came out with like more money on my bank account after Corona than before. So
Really?
yeah. But
Same for me.
yeah, because you also don't spend money. Like that was not a point. I just learned how to like not spend money on dumb shit. And I'm not really like a big spender on craziness, but it just adds up, right? Like being on the road and like doing that and flying here and flying there and doing all the craziness, it's just gonna add up.
Hell yeah.
And you just being home, bro. I just lost like 15 pounds or something, 20 pounds. I didn't even know. Just like going for walks and like jogging and like,
Healthier lifestyle
doing
and shit.
that exactly. And not like being on the road. Everything that comes with being on the road, like from fucking cheating to like eating bad food, like all the shit was gone from like now to later.
Yeah.
And that was like, I loved it. I really loved it. We started a podcast ourselves that just like developed to something really crazy. Started like, we did a lot of like marketing consulting for like the craziest companies. Yeah.
I didn't
From
know that.
tax consultants to like lawyer companies to like fitness, like gyms to
Okay.
like music schools with like, I don't know, a couple of, yeah, bro, it was crazy. We done a lot of shit.
Oh, so you got a pod. I be seeing you going live with who is it? DJ
Ray D.
DJ Ray D. I tune in for a second, but y'all be speaking all that German shit, so
Yeah.
I can't follow because y'all be talking so damn fast and shit.
We never thought that through. What we did is that when Corona came, a couple of DJs started something. I don't even know what they called it, but it was like 5 DJs looking for a 6 DJ for a mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I'm always jumping into shit like that. I was like, yo, but if I'm like joining, let's just do it right. Okay, so let's just call this shit shut down. I have my graphic designer, and not like do like one mixtape and like we only got 90 minutes or some shit. Let's just everybody do 20 minutes, and we start a Spotify account, and we just upload all these mixes to Spotify. And I'ma get like 200, 300, 400 DJs in like 2 weeks to get us a 20-minute mix.
Okay.
We called it Shutdown, and my graphic designer did like a special like cover with the picture of everybody.
Okay.
And we had like 220, 230 DJs in like 10 days. And then Spotify just kicked everything off, right? For legal reasons.
Oh, they took it all off.
Yeah. But that was like the biggest marketing thing in the first couple of weeks. And everybody thought it's just going to be 4 weeks, right? We just flattened the curve. We all know the story, right? So we were like, yeah, okay, all good, right? The marketing purpose was there. My mix was number 1. So I just got all the plays anyway. I didn't give a fuck. But Ray D came in a bit too late because he already had to do a radio show. So he gave me his mix, and I was like, yo, we got to do something special with you. We cannot just like drop you as 76 or some shit. So let's just make you number 100, and we gonna go live on Instagram. Everybody did that. So we went live on Instagram, and we had like, I don't know, 350, 400 people listening, right? It was like, okay, fuck, that was funny, right? So everybody wrote us like, yo, you guys got to do that again. So we just started that was a Tuesday. So on a Wednesday night, we just started something at 8 called DJs for DJs, talk about marketing. So we were just like we said, like 4 weeks, right? We're just gonna like do marketing today. Good. So we just talked about DJ marketing on a Wednesday on live, had crazy viewerships, then like did this like the next week again. It was like, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing that until the pandemic's over. So then 2 years later, when the pandemic was over, we already had like literally every club owner that's big in Germany as a guest. We had like every big DJ. We had like, dude, I got a lot of new clubs that fuck with me now and book me like, I don't know, once in a half a year, just for that reason. Like the biggest and best clubs in Germany. Tomorrow I'm at Nachtresent Düsseldorf, which is like one of the craziest clubs out here.
Yeah, I did a show there before at this big fashion show and shit. It's like a real nice swanky club out there in Düsseldorf and shit.
It's like, let's say one of the 2 top clubs in Germany.
Yeah,
and I didn't even know them before that. I'm like one of the main DJs there.
Where this club at?
Düsseldorf.
Düsseldorf. And what's it called again?
Nachtresidenz.
Not residence.
Not residence.
Yeah, but
In-
this
in
is
American-
different shit. If you go on my Instagram, the last reel that's not like one of the top 3 posts is from there. It's just sick. They do
And
different
it's the
shit.
top. It's one of the top 2.
It's top 2. I would say Gibson Frankfurt and Nachtresidenz Düsseldorf is like the 2 clubs that's like, when you go in, you think you're in fucking Hakkasan Vegas.
Yeah, I did a gig at Gibson too. They like the type of club that a nigga might not get in if you ain't dressed right.
We tried to get in Gibson for like New Year's. I think me and Teddy did like, I want to say like 2 years ago, and that shit was, couldn't even get in because he had no reservation.
Bro, that doesn't make a difference. I have like these friends. That's a funny story. That's how these clubs are. I have these friends who are like multi-millionaires, like crazy shit. They having this sock company on Amazon. They're like the biggest seller for socks on Amazon worldwide.
Yeah.
And those guys just sold a couple of percentages for like a high million number, crazy. And they wanted to celebrate. So they called me up like, yo, can you get us into Gibson? We need this like VIP lounge, like all this shit. I was like, yeah, all good. I'm gonna call them. So they told me like, yeah, 9 guys, like everybody who's running the company, 9 guys.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't work. They need girls too. I said, okay, hey guys, you guys got to bring some girls. Yeah, okay, no problem. We're just gonna bring the wives. Okay, cool. So like, I don't know, 15 people. So what happened? They got like the biggest VIP lounge with like a own security guard, like a own bar, like this pretty much like private kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say room, but kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the number was, like 6,000, 8,000, something like that. They didn't give a fuck because they just celebrated. They're like, we just made like 40 million and we already millionaires.
Balling.
They all went there, and it's like the most nicest regular guys you can have in the club, right? And they didn't come in. They didn't let them in.
They didn't let them in.
Why?
They said no to like 8K, like base, like they just paid. They had to like ready money down, bam, 8K, and then let's just keep it going. They said
what?
No. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like they don't give a fuck about that. If you don't like look the part, and they already have too many of those type of people in there, you're not gonna come in.
So it's all about the image of what they trying to like sell in the club.
Mix of the and
the atmosphere they trying to
that.
create and stuff like that.
So they want a couple of like really stiff looking bankers in there. They want a couple of like real pimps in there. They want the couple like that's Frankfurt, right? They want like some dudes who look like crazy drug dealers. Like how the fuck did you guys come in? They want that like flashy weirdness, I guess. Like and they just didn't fit the picture. So fuck 10K.
Wow. So they turned down 8,000.
But that was the minimum pay, bro. That was just to get in there and like get the basis, the party rolling, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
They
crazy.
was gonna spend some money too.
So let me tell you, like when we just go there and we just want to have a good time and we just like not look the part, they be like, yeah, the fuck you want.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. I can relate. I mean, the only reason probably I got in there because I was performing in there every time. So I've been to clubs. I had shows at clubs that are like upscale, as they say, and I walk up. And I'm like performing there, right? But I walk up to the club, and the bouncer be like, "Oh no, you can't get in. We at capacity. It ain't nobody in there and shit." But they just looking at me like I'm walking up, gold chain and shit, tatted all up. They like, "Oh, he gonna start a fight in this bitch." And I had to tell them like, "Look, man, I'm performing here tonight, man. Look behind you. There's a big ass picture of me." They like, "Oh, that's you. Oh, sorry, Tommy. Sorry." But to a certain extent, I understand because I know like. Club like the one, they let everybody in. You know what I'm saying? But it's a fight. It's a fight in there every night, if not 2 or 3.
But they actually, surprisingly, they be more like weird towards Germans than Americans.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's kind of weird though, because you get up there and then they be like, they'll be like, so I'm not saying strict, but they'll be acting funny to a German, as in you be like, oh, I'm an American soldier, or I'm American. They be like, oh, all right, you good, go.
Yeah, because that's their crowd, you know.
It is their crowd.
They live off of soldiers, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the soldiers, it wouldn't be no world of nightlife and shit like that.
True. How's the new location? I've never been there.
It's cool, you know what I'm saying? But you've been to the old one, I assume. It's nothing like what that was, you know. That's
there's not too many clubs who can pull it off though, who can move and still run nicely. That's rare.
But it was a struggle for them because the old one was like damn near open every night of the week. You know what I'm saying? It was open like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, but you're talking like the mid 2000s to 2000.
When I first got out here, like 13 years ago or some shit. Like it was open all the time.
There's no Thursday clubs no more. There is no Sunday clubs no more. We used to have Mondays, Sundays, Tuesdays.
Yeah.
There was like every day there was at least something somewhere in Germany. Right now, I don't know one club in the entire country of Germany that's open on a Sunday or Thursday right now.
Not even Thursday, like in Frankfurt or Berlin or something like that.
But I'm talking hip hop crowd, right?
Okay.
I'm talking hip hop crowd.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't go out as much as I used to, but I know, like I was saying, like the one, they had to like boil it down to one night. They only open on Saturday. They can't.
They don't even open. That's a new thing too, bro. That didn't bro. Nobody did that. Like back in the days, if you didn't open like 3-4 nights in a row, like something was weird. Now there is so many clubs that kind of do like a, let's say, pop-up concept. Like they just like open up here and there and like a holiday and sometimes a Saturday and this and that.
Cause they ain't making cause I know in the one's case, they wouldn't make enough money to stay afloat if they tried to open on Fridays because it's just empty on Fridays.
Yeah.
And what hurt them, cause like what was good about one at the other location, it was right in the heart of the city. Like you could walk there from the train station, get as drunk as you wanted to, have no problem getting to the train station and getting home and shit. But the new location is like on the outskirts of the city. It's like barely any transportation. You have to drive there. It's a train that goes there, but it only comes like here and there. Taxis are hard to get. You know what I'm saying? You get drunk, it's hard to get home, or you got to have a designated driver and shit. It's just inconvenient to go there and get as fucked up as you want to get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So they got it. I'm right? So they got all them issues. It's still a nice club. The music's still good. You know what I'm saying? It's the same people. Every time I go to the club, to the one,
Same, literally.
it can be like a 5-year gap. I see the same people. They be like, "Oh, Tommy, seen you 5 years ago."
But if that's true, bro, they would be
it's
super
true.
packed now because there's new generations coming up, right? And if the same people still going, it's just
Nah, because the people that
Maybe the
pick
new
up on
generation.
it like him don't want to go no more because you get tired of
Okay.
seeing the same people.
Yeah.
It's like a family reunion.
they in
there,
the
bro, I
gap
swear
time.
to
Yeah,
God.
I get it.
Or they just don't party in the clubs as much as our generation
But
did.
bro, like now, let's get to the second question you asked me. Like, what's up with music,
Yeah.
bro? Let me just ask that back. What the fuck's up with music, man? Like, hey, me playing in the club tonight. That's why I asked you guys. Like, there's one new record that really rings off, like in American clubs and German clubs. Not the same way, but kinda. That's the Lil Uzi Vert record that we all like. You know,
They try to win the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's too much already. Like, you know, we over it already, but the people still love it. Like, it's the one record that still like pops off.
Mm-hmm.
What's another record right now that's kind of in that category, like when it got released, the popularity and the reaction of the crowd?
Well, like I was saying earlier, when we weren't filming, it's kind of a female game right now.
But give me a hit that's ringing off.
I mean, you got the.
That's tough.
That's tough.
It is tough.
You could throw in FNF for the Americans.
You can go on F&F, you know.
Then there are some clubs where you can play some Bad Bunny shit that works, but then you really need some. There's more like, you know.
I don't feel like black people fucking with Bad Bunny.
No,
and
but
shit.
if you got like, that's what I'm saying, in the
Yeah,
bigger
some
cities
Spanish
when you got like a lot of like Spanish people, like Latinos
Okay,
in
yeah,
general.
yeah. Any
that's-
Spanish club, you can throw
sure.
some Bad Bunny
yes,
and you
but,
good.
But now we already getting to the point is that music is so fragmented right now that I could tell you like 5 German songs that ring off crazy right now.
Yeah, because German, I feel like German music got a lot better. For a long
you know-
time,
you know what's
every
bad?
German rapper was 50 Cent.
Bro, do you know what the craziest song right now is?
What?
From the German guys, it's a record that's 7 years old that just popped off last year.
What record is that?
069 bei Haftbefehl. Bro, that's the
Oh,
biggest record that you can play in the club right now, in the German club.
Really?
Can we hear it?
I'm fucking
Can,
serious.
let's see
to
if
hear
we
it?
can play it in.
Dude, it's like this one, like, let's say in the what can I compare it with?
You got to type that shit in though.
Okay, it's 069. Just type in 069. It's gonna come.
069. Hold on.
Yeah. And bro, Haftbefehl is just so fucking funny, but that record is like 7 years old.
We still got Pearl ugly ass on that shit. I'm gonna cut that out. She ain't
Bro,
really
I've
me on
never
my show.
seen that chick. Yeah, 069. 069.
069.
Yeah, so 069 is the
Haftbefehl
area
with Justin
code.
Bieber?
Just do Haftbefehl.
Remix. I can't spell. Okay.
Just do the regular one. Yeah, and then delete the reaction. Just do the regular. Yeah, so 069 is the area code for Frankfurt, which is like the
this first one right
yeah,
here?
that's one, yeah. Which is the drug capital of Germany. And this guy is like the, I don't want to say gangster, but like, you know, the Arabic, like, big family style type of like criminal organization shit. Like, he's type of that, and everybody believes it.
Let's see if this shit gonna play.
And this is the energy that didn't work like 6-7 years ago, but now this shit just popped off crazy. And I don't mix it. I just play it from the top, and I just don't do shit, and everybody's just going nuts.
Make sure you still switching the cams and stuff.
0669 Rutschentheorie, jetzt wird ermordet. Aslak, öffne die Höllenpforten. Hier knallen Pistolen, während die Rap die Bohr schellen. Ich bin der Zuhälter. Deutsche Rap ist mein Bordell. Welcome to 06069, Bro. 06069.
And bro, if you play that in Frankfurt,
06069,
I'm gonna send you a picture of that in Düsseldorf tomorrow. Or I might even play it in the American Club tonight, and you just see who the German guys are.
Okay, but they really going off to this right here.
Yeah, but this is not like a record where people dance. They just sing the whole record.
Oh, so they chanting this shit.
Yeah, but bro, crazy. That's more like a festival mosh pit type of record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's alright. It's alright.
Sonically, it's really bad. It's just the energy. It's what he just gives you like all the like stereotypes of Frankfurt, which is just like there's the airport. It's like the capital for prostitution in Germany. So and honestly, if I'd bring you there, you've never seen something like that.
I've been to Frankfurt.
No, but have you seen the bad areas?
Actually,
Like
one
where
time I was
all
walking there
the
when I first
crackheads
went.
are and shit?
Yes, bro, that shit's crazy,
Crazy.
as fuck. Like they literally be sitting there blowing on pipes and needles and
But like
like-
200,
on the
200
sidewalk,
300
bro.
of them.
Yeah, it'd be hella.
It's like the Reeperbahn and like
Yeah,
No, but Reeperbahn is like it's like
it's-
kindergarten
yeah,
compared to
yeah.
that, bro.
Really?
It's
really,
nasty.
yeah,
shit.
it's really bad.
This is
bro.
really bad.
That shit's scary.
This is really,
I
really
didn't
bad.
know that shit existed in
Yeah,
Germany.
it's bad. It's really, really bad. But that and the mixture of is like pretty close to the red light district, and all that is super close to like all the big banks.
Is it true that the cops like actually give them clean needles?
Yeah.
See, that's crazy.
No, it's not even that. They only get it's called methadone, which is like a replacement for heroin.
oh,
So
okay.
that's why they're all there. In the street, there's like all these like little shops where you pretty much get a replacement heroin paid from the state.
So you can
for
safely
you to like to not get AIDS, to not get all this shit, to like get clean shit,
Not
and
overdose
then they
and
try
stuff.
to like help you. Yeah, that's what they
But
do.
is that
That's-
really helping?
Don't ask
helping
me
people
about
not
that.
die.
Yeah, but everybody.
But I mean, they still killing themselves.
yeah,
Not
but
necessarily.
But it's the
How?
first step that they take care of you. I think that's the kind of like you're gonna take heroin anyway. You're just gonna get dirty shit. So they try to like get you. I think I got no idea about that shit. I think they just try to get you like close to in a program where they can kind of like see what you're doing and then try to like get you out of that shit. I think that's the idea.
It's
behind it.
supposed to like wane you off of the drug, or like if you're gonna do it, like they supervise you and make sure like you do it safely without.
So
like,
it's like going from a
killing
cigarette
yourself.
to a vape.
Not necessarily. You still
I think it's pretty much the same kick they're getting.
they getting the same kick, but it's just without the risk of like foaming out the mouth and dying.
Seizures and
But that's why there's like 300-400 of them like in one street. That's why it looks like fucking Resident Evil, bro.
Yeah,
Like
That's
I'm serious.
crazy.
Yeah. And Haftbefehl is like the biggest rapper from that city, the most known one, and all he talks about in that record is like what happens in that city, right? So it's like the anthem actually for criminal energy in Frankfurt.
Oh, okay.
But everybody, like the whole of Germany that fucks with German rap, gets the energy what he's talking about, right? And that's it. I don't really like the record sonically, but that's like one of the biggest.
I mean,
hits right now.
listening to it, I can see how people would be chanting it in the club. You know what I'm saying? Because everything, in my opinion, everything about rap is some negative shit that like people kind of feed into. That the whole energy of rap is like, some of the most evil shit in the fucking world. If you really pay attention to the lyrics and shit, but people like celebrating that whole like bravado in music. It's like an escape for a lot of people, I think.
I was about to say that. It's the same with movies, bro. It's like, it's just like the same with the fucking methadone heroin shit. It's just you preventing to like go for the real stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you can have a weekend where you just like blow off steam with like crazy music and some crazy movies and some, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do, go to the shooting range and just shoot some guns and shit, and you don't do it in reality, that's way better than you just like going on a real GTA, mission out there.
Yeah, but you got your people that'll use it just for that escape, and they can differentiate that from reality. Then you got your people who are like easily influenced and shit, who will take that shit as like gospel and like a blueprint to life and a soundtrack to shit they can actually do and pull off in life, and then they go down these crazy paths and shit. That's like the catch. It's like that with anything, with like movies and music and anything entertainment. If you can't cut it off at the entertainment value, then you can it can get kind of dangerous for you and shit. But speaking of music, let's get into some of these topics and shit.
let's do it.
How y'all feel about like AI and like Chat GPT and like all this shit that's coming out right now?
I've seen it, but I never tried it.
You never tried none of it?
That's what I be saying. Like, I be seeing stuff, but I don't really be getting too deep into all that stuff that be on the internet and stuff. Like, I know it's evolving with the world and stuff, but I just be focused on my reality, I swear.
I mean, it's gonna come a part of your reality.
Yeah, it is. I've seen it, though.
soon.
I think it's dope. Like, they even got one for tattooing and stuff where you can type in certain stuff and it'll create a picture for you and you can just...
Oh, I ain't know that. I ain't even seen that one yet.
Yeah.
But I was talking about more on the music side because pretty much you can fucking make any artist right now sing any song and it pretty much sound exactly like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play a clip or two and y'all tell me if this actually sound like the artist. Yeah, we got Ariana Grande right here. You know, that's Drake's song right there.
Yeah.
That sound like her to you?
Honestly, I'm not so familiar with her voice.
I agree. I was gonna ask, could we hear like a real?
Yeah, but
version of her
Y'all
voice?
not familiar with Ariana?
I know who she is, but I don't listen to her music enough to tell you like that sounds like her or not.
I can tell
honestly-
y'all
but
that sound
honestly-
exactly like her.
But it sounds like a good singer for sure.
That's a computer
it
singing.
didn't sound artificial.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sounds a little auto-tuning, but so does all music.
All music. Everybody use auto tune.
Dude,
So.
if you get a right engineer behind that now, you can just like pull that kind
You can do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I know y'all familiar with Kendrick though.
Okay, yeah.
This is my voice without the Kendrick Lamar AI voice filter. And
This is my voice with the Kendrick Lamar voice filter. Let it run GC, let it run.
But you could tell that was something.
Wish I could go
yeah.
back to the beginning. Are they gonna go and fake a Kendrick?
no.
They could never capture all my lessons. My objective simply haven't in case you let get the message. Let him pray. Let him pray. Just let him pray. Let him pray.
But this is just the beginning of this shit. They just came out with this shit and it already sounds like 80% ish like the motherfucker.
I don't know what they using right now specifically, but that's just like what the public can actually like access right now.
right.
Yep.
What do you think what they have if you can pay the money and you have the crazy computer power and you know all that shit?
The possibilities are crazy. Now, you being a DJ, right?
Yeah.
This next clip is from David Guetta, and he actually sampled Eminem's voice and used it at a show. And I think that's kind of like ethically kind of fucked up, but yeah, here you go. Wait, let me rewind that shit.
This is the future rave sound. I'm getting lost in an underground. This is the future rave sound. I'm getting lost in an underground.
Eminem, bro.
Rave sound.
There's something that I made as a joke, and it works so good. I could not believe it. I
But
discovered
you know what's funny?
those websites that
He
are
gonna
about
explain how he did
AI.
that shit.
Basically, you can write lyrics in the style of any artist you like. So I typed, write a verse in the style of Eminem about future rave. And I went to another AI website that can recreate the voice. I put the text in that and I played the record and people went nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, number one is I just love that guy. I hate his music, not hate, but I'm not a fan of his
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
But he's like I just like him as a person. He has a crazy documentary, by the way. It's called "And Then There Was the Beat" or something. It's dope.
Okay,
It's
I gotta
really dope.
check that out.
Really, it's his story in the background. It's really crazy about that piece and shit. But it's funny how when Eminem comes up, the whole crowd doesn't give a fuck, and then there is the triplet bass sound that's just one note, and the whole crowd goes.
I'll never understand that shit.
Me either, but that's the whole video is about fucking Eminem and nobody gives a fuck, right? And then it goes like and then they go crazy. Like, dude, I don't really know. Like, does the vocal not work? I got no idea, but that's just EDM. Fun fact is, it really sounded okay.
Yeah.
It really did sound okay. It's gonna get interesting at a point where somebody does a weird remix, whatever it is, original track, whatever, but with an AI voice, and it becomes a hit. That's gonna be interesting then, cause who's gonna get the money then?
I think both.
No, but do you own the right to your style of voice? Like, can I imitate your voice and then still own all the licensing right and the publishing right to it? Publishing, of course, but you get my point. Do you have a copyright to your own voice?
Own vocal inflection and like how you sound if it's not you delivering the performance?
Yeah.
That's a good question, because I feel like a lot of hip hop is just other rappers mimicking their favorite rapper and not being able to sound 100% like them and eventually venturing off into their own style.
It's all a bad copy.
Yes.
It's a bad copy that then actually hits a new nail on the head. But you actually tried to do something totally different.
Yes. Yeah. Even Eminem explained that shit one time in the video. He said he was trying to sound like Big L or something like that, but could never really get there, and then ended up where he was musically and shit. But this shit could sound exactly like your motherfucking ass.
Technically not. Not 100%. It's not
the Kendrick one wasn't that
not
good.
Yet. Not yet.
It's just, but it's probably not even gonna get there, and it doesn't have to. As long as I'm just going with the legal point. I'm trying to like, don't even go 100%. So it's better for you on the legal stance that you can say it's not 100% you. People just think it's you. It's not, right? Like, and where is your? I call it copyright, but where is your right to your voice from a law point of view? I don't know.
Well, maybe people gonna have to like start like copywriting like they actual voices or something, if that's even possible.
I don't think.
Well, I mean, when that's involved, I think you got.
They gonna have to come up with some kind of laws.
As long as they don't use your likeness, your name, as long as that, because that's definitely a branding thing, right? That's yours. As long as they don't say it's Kanye, but it sounds like fucking Kanye.
But you can,
Your
you know how
voice
to
is
brand
your
and shit.
name.
You know, not necessarily, but you
Why
know they
not?
can just call it like AI Drake, and it ain't like it ain't just Drake no more, or they can add a letter in there or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's like, remember when they had what was his name, the fake Drake dude,
Izzy Drake.
Izzy Drake.
Yeah, but Drake was finna sue the shit out of
right.
him.
So
though.
I mean, couldn't he do the same thing with his voice? If you got AI Drake,
But you cannot call yourself Sports Nike and say, yeah, look, it's not. I'm not infringing on any right because you're still using the brand name.
The Nike,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you or call your restaurant Burger McDonald's, right? Like you gotta leave their name out.
Yeah,
so
true
as long
that.
as he has something blah blah Drake in his name, he's gonna get his ass suit. But
you can
once
call it like
once you just
Blake
leave
or
it
something.
out- exactly.
that's crazy.
I think that shit gonna get real crazy, man. Even with not just voice, but like you can even like
Everything,
make
everything.
AI like people,
Bro,
like
would it even
faces,
be a point to
videos.
listen to artists at that point?
That's what I'm saying. Music,
you can go
music-
home and make
the value of
the songs
music
you wanna hear from
already.
artists.
The value of music already went down with streaming and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's gonna go down even further, I think, because somebody gonna come out with a fucking app where you can just type in your favorite artist and type in a song, or even type in the lyrics, and it'll make the whole fucking song and the beat for you. Then what's the purpose of like
but let's
having a
be
favorite
honest.
artist anymore?
But let's be honest, it's the story. Let's be honest. Why is hip hop? It's the fucking story behind the artist. Is the authenticity that you wrote the own shit. That's why everybody kept hating on fucking.
I gotta push back on that, bro. That's what it used to be about.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But it's gonna be more emphasis on that than I hope at least. But why is everybody still fucking with the guy like 50 Cent? If we talk about 50 Cent, your first association with that is probably not music, right? It's the whole story of this guy.
Yeah.
By the way, did you guys realize that we didn't have any biopics or any like movies or like good series about current rappers? Like there is nothing like a 8 Mile, like a Get Rich or Die Trying of like a Lil Baby, the Baby, Amigos. Like there is nothing like that.
No,
We don't even have the story of a, let's say, a Mac Miller, like all the guys who gone, like a Pop Smoke or a whoever you want to say, XXX. Nipsey Hussle would be a crazy story, bro. Like there's so
I
much
feel like that's
shit.
coming though. I think
Yeah, for sure.
I think Nick Cannon kind of developing a documentary or a movie about Nipsey's life or something
But
like that.
is my timeline wrong in my head, or did Get Rich or Die Trying and the 8 Mile movie came out when the artists were still really popping?
Yeah, those two movies came out and they was like used as like branding and like the way to push their careers even further and
So-
like
so the
really
point-
solidified their stories in hip hop and stuff.
Exactly. The point I'm making is that that's the story, and that's why those guys are still like worldwide superstars.
Yeah, true that. But I feel like 50, don't nobody really in the new generation really know his story anymore. You know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
his like last tour was like expanded 2 times. He only had 1 date in Germany. It was sold out so quick. It's like half a year ago.
Did you think that was the youngest, or that was all people our age going off nostalgia and shit?
We just had this discussion. I think it's both, bro. Like, even if I go to an American club tonight, you can still play, like, let's say at least 8 records by 50 Cent, and they're gonna.
Of course, you can play in the
I agree to
club.
that.
Go shorty. Who ain't gonna fucking? What German ain't gonna turn up to that? You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't know who the fuck sing it.
Candy Shop and Just a Little Bit is still like banging in every German.
You can play his whole album back to back.
PIMP is.
You can play that whole album and it's gonna go off. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the youngins with streaming, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about an artist's story anymore. They don't even know who's singing the fucking song anymore, bro. They just listen. They just letting a playlist run. And they got a favorite song, but they don't know the artist's name. They don't know what the fuck he looked like. They not invested in the artist anymore.
But I get it. But the question is, what is the cost for that? Or do they just do that because there is nothing like that? Like I'm saying, they cannot watch an 8 Mile if there is no movie like 8 Mile. I don't know Lil Baby's story. If I don't
he
get
got
something,
documentaries out and shit.
Okay, but you get the point. A documentary, I really have to be a fan now to look at that. Back then, those movies were everywhere. I was never an Eminem fan, but I still checked the movie out. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you get my point though. I don't know what. Of course, you're right. Most kids are just like streaming music. They don't give a fuck about genres no more. In the German club right now, I could play like electronic music, and they like the guy who just sung "Fucking Love Sosa" by Chief Keef, by the way, which is a song that really rings off with German kids right now. I don't know how that happened, but I can play a song like, I don't know, any like of these like weird David Guetta songs, and they still sing along, and they act like it's normal that you play these 2 songs after each other, and they don't give a fuck. So we didn't have that. We were pretty much like in our realm of like hip hop and like black music, how we discussed it earlier. So reggae and like dancehall and some broadly like some reggaeton and shit like that. But we would never go to a party and expect a DJ to play an EDM record like that.
But back then, like shit was more consolidated, right? It wasn't so many like avenues and like ways of like you could more like tailor shit to different demographics, and you could make a movie about an artist and you knew you could put it on fucking BET, or you could play it on TV, or you could put it in a movie theater because it was no streaming services. It was no Netflix. It was no like entertainment is too broad now. You can't like narrow shit down enough to like really invest in a certain artist's story because you don't even know who you selling it to anymore. You know what I'm saying? And with streaming, like I just said, like people, it's so much entertainment out. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get people to really care about a certain individual story unless they got the most crazy story out, because these days you can just scroll on Instagram and go in the shade room and you're going to see like 20 outrageous stories in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so who the fuck is what the fuck really happened to Lil Baby in his life that I ain't seen before? That's another thing. Like, all these rappers are just copies of the last rapper, and you seen their story already 1,000 times. So who really gives a fuck that they grew up in a damn ghetto?
Yeah.
And, their mama was on crack and was selling ass and shit, because I done seen that shit 1,000 times already. Who gives a fuck, nigga? That's normal.
But you're right, because then 50 came, and that's exactly his story. But he got shot 9 times. So
niggas getting shot every day.
Yeah, but you got
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and
that ain't a shock no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, probably even more. Is what do you have to do 20, 25 years later just to still stand out? Be like, oh my god.
Now you gotta be. Now you gotta
answer that though.
What you mean?
You as an artist, what do you feel like you would have to do for people to really like?
I would have to become a transgender person and fucking.
How did we get there?
I would have to be trans. I have to be trans alien and implant a dick on my head. I'm just saying it would
to really notice you and really give you the credit you deserve.
Yeah, it would have to be the most outrageous shit
the
ever.
Gay pride flag and all that.
Whatever. I would have to come up with a new flag. You know what I'm saying? It would have to be the most crazy shit that ain't nobody ever seen, because it's just too much crazy shit out. That's my point. You know what I'm saying?
He just said trans alien with the dick on my head.
I'll guarantee you that they'll give me a movie for that shit.
Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah.
It's just so much shit out, man, that it's hard to stand out and be special these days because
everything is so outrageous.
No
it's hard
offense
be
to the
more
gay
outrageous.
pride, transgender, LGBTQT community. No backlash for that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just want to put that out there.
Bro.
yeah, no shade.
Yeah.
But I'm just y'all get my point. It's just like it's hard for people to invest in stories these days because what haven't you seen or heard? And like even if you haven't, like you can just type that shit in the AI and it'll write you a whole book about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what do you think where AI is gonna push the whole game then?
I think in a few years we're gonna be living in Cyberdyne, fucking either the Matrix world or the fucking Terminator world, because that shit gonna take shit over.
Will the customers care if it's a real song as long as it's a hit?
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
But I think AI gonna make people lazy though, because you got access to everything.
Did you read that McDonald's opened the first three restaurants? I think with like no.
And it's a Taco Bell too.
Oh,
it's like straight up AI. Yep. Nobody working on it?
No, it's not AI. It's robotic.
Yeah.
I ain't heard about that.
Digital shit. Yeah.
Yo,
they got a fucking coffee shop in the fucking in the FERT mall. Inside the mall, and it's a robot, like a robotic arm, make the coffee for you and shit, and it's nobody working in there. It's like fully autonomous and shit. I seen that shit and I was like, what the fuck? But one point I was thinking about the AI shit is like, back when I was in school, right? And even today, like I can't really spell that well. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I was like, cell phones came out when I was kind of like in high school and shit like that, and the whole autocorrect shit came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was no incentive for me to really learn how to I can spell as far as I'm not stupid, but I don't have to think about spelling words because I can just type a few of the letters in and it'll finish it for me and correct my grammar and shit. So I don't have to think about the grammar anymore. You know what I'm saying? When fucking calculators came out, I didn't have to fucking... I learned math, but you don't really need it as long as you got a fucking calculator. You know what I'm saying? Like, without my GPS, I am lost in the world in my car. I have to go somewhere like 20 times before I know how to get there. I couldn't read a map to save my motherfucking life. You probably couldn't either.
No, I can't read no map. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, technology makes people fucking neglect like actually learning skills, and that's what's finna happen with AI.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make everybody so fucking stupid because like you could be in college right now.
Did you guys see the movie Idiocracy?
I don't think so.
Okay, the idea behind the movie is that smart people, which actually is a fact statistically, get less kids than stupid people. So if you put that to the extreme, then it's just going to be more and more and more stupid people, and the smarter people going to die down, right? So it's like in, let's say, 1,000 years ahead, and a guy just wakes up being frozen or something, right? And it's pretty much like everybody is super dumb.
I think I seen like a preview about that movie. He woke up to like a super stupid world.
Yes. And the crazy thing is, that's just a fun fact. I love that. They needed a shoe sponsor for that movie, and they didn't find nobody. And the only one that brought like the most ugly shoe ever was Crocs. And nobody knew it back then. And they were like, yo, let's get those guys. So everybody in that movie wears Crocs shoes, man. And like 15 years later, that's like everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah. But they actually took them like, yo, nobody's going to fuck with that shit. Let's just take them for a movie called Idiocracy. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but that's pretty much the idea that we're talking about, that everybody's just getting dumber and they get more kids. So, if you just think that to the future, that's pretty much the outcome then.
You know what I think? I think society, cause I'm going off on a whole nother thing right now, but like the pyramids and shit, nobody knows how to fuck.
Having some crazy,
listen though,
crazy child. I love it, bro. Let me just interrupt 1 second. And I love the fact, like, yo, you and I, we know each other from music and clubs and all that shit.
Yeah,
we haven't really talked too much about it. I love it. I just thought in my head, like, yo, we're not teenagers no more. I'm at the age where I can fully appreciate that so much that I'm not a teenager no more. That I'm not like 24 no more. And you know, like we're grown up adults now. Like we can talk about different shit. So we don't really care about all the like gossip craziness. We're just really talking about concepts right now. Even though in a funny like, you know, realm, but I love that. So just go. I love it.
Okay,
we didn't have to talk about music.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So the pyramids and shit, right? Nobody knows, nobody can explain how the fuck they built them like way back in the day and shit, right? Even to this day. With all the technology we got, we cannot understand how they fucking took all these stones from wherever they got them from and took them to the desert and stacked them up on top of each other and built this crazy thing. And like a lot of structures in like Africa and Egypt and shit. And like they found a lot of technology that shouldn't have been possible at that time with how they understand how like technology evolved and how old they think humanity is and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that got theories that all the technology that they had back in them days got lost at a certain point. And probably at a certain point, they was just as advanced as us, but something happened and everything got erased. And then we had to like restart to the point where we are again right now. And I think history always repeats itself. And I think we just gonna like we gonna get to a certain point and everything gonna regress again. And then the same shit gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was just saying, all the technology is just making us more lazy and more stupid and more dependent on it. You know what I'm saying? And even now, I think if the internet disappeared, like, what would the world be?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we already don't know how to do a lot of stuff that we depend on technology to do for us. Like, would you, like, if the internet and all the technology disappeared, would you be able to survive in the wild right now?
No. I had to think about it. I was like, man, yeah, I could do it. Now I can't do that.
Bro, if you could, you'd
I would try, though. I would try my best, though.
If you could, you'd be weird.
Yeah, like why would you practice living? Like,
I mean,
surviving.
Some people.
I got some friends who do this like surviving weekend bullshit. I always laugh at them, like, yo, what you guys doing?
But they might laugh at us though.
Yeah.
They do, but they always like the weird, awkward guys who still like live with their mom and shit, and they be practicing throwing like.
I feel like those are the friends we gonna need. At the weirdest moment.
Yeah, in the zombie apocalypse, they're gonna be like, "I told you so." But they weird right now,
and
though.
everything.
Did you have friends in the pandemic that went like really crazy with shit like that?
Yeah, I feel like some people went.
Nah, not
I wouldn't say
personally.
my friends, but I feel like people were like overdoing it.
Yeah, like
with the
really
toilet tissue and
prepping
shit?
Everything, yeah. I thought it was.
I just knew people who was buying up all the toilet tissue and shit.
That was a crazy time though, right?
It was definitely crazy. It did kind of seem like we was living in an outbreak movie and the world was coming to an end for a second though. But I was always kind of like, this shit gonna be over tomorrow. It's gonna end. It's gonna be over in 2 weeks and shit. I was always in denial about the shit, but my wife, mom was always freaking out about that shit. How you felt about it? You started a whole bunch of shit that you thought was only gonna last a few weeks. I mean, nobody really knew.
In the beginning, I really thought it's 5, 6 weeks, 7. I don't know, 4. And then I saw this. I don't remember her name. This Asian chick from like a German television station that just like had this calculation on, you know, how long is this gonna take, blah blah blah, and it was like 2.5 years.
Yeah,
and I was like, yo, the fuck out of here. Like, we're not gonna stay home for 2.5 years. The first thing I did was like open my bank account on my app, like this app. I was like, okay, am I gonna survive 2.5 years? Shit, right? Like, what's gonna happen? Because that's like the scenario you're actually going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all the clubs shut down from today to tomorrow. We just been to a club on a Friday, and then Saturday we closed. Like, we just left the club like a couple of minutes earlier. You know what I mean? Like, and it was like, yo, everything is gonna be locked down today. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So, but dude, it was sick. But at the same time, I think that it was good for nightlife in a certain way because we had a crazy last year. Actually, like nothing got hyped up that crazy. As
everybody was starving to go back to the club and shit.
Then also, Corona was so crazy for the younger generation. Because, I mean, imagine if they're like 18 now, 19, 20 now, they spent their 16, 17, 18th birthday in fucking quarantine, bro. They didn't go out. They didn't have like all the shit that we did as teenagers.
That's
like
true.
all that stuff, right? They didn't celebrate I don't know, everything that you do in that age, bro. It's sick. And we all know, we remember how long a year was in that. Like when you're 16, a year
Time
feels
moves
like
so fucking slow.
exactly, right?
Time moves fast as fuck now.
All they did, bro, was going to fucking school, open their damn ass windows, sitting there with the mask, and then going back home and sitting on their fucking PC with their dick in their hand. That's what they did. 2 years, man.
They probably gonna be kind of socially awkward because of that shit too.
But that's why they all flooded the clubs. And it kind of like went down, but they infiltrated music also in the clubs because they want something totally different than everybody that's older. And now that's why we have these like age restriction parties where you only allowed to like enter when you're 30 and plus.
Oh,
Right? Like they play old school hip hop music, but only like really strict 30 and plus. Even if your birthday is tonight at 12, they're not gonna let you in before 12.
Oh, because the younger generation wants something completely different.
You know what they do? They try to like relive their like 2000 moment. They want to go out again. It's like you know, young mothers and dads who still listen to hip hop, but they don't fuck with the new shit, and they just want to have a party like they party when they were 20 in the club, but with the same people from back then, so they have the same vibe.
So they ain't gotta feel like old with the little youngins and the youngest.
Exactly.
Ain't gotta look at them like, y'all still like this music, or we ain't never heard this shit. That make a lot of sense, man.
Yeah, I do.
Those parties, they're called Old But Gold. They popping crazy, bro. They charge like $35, and they just done one at one. I think.
Yeah, did one at one. They had
Yeah,
I
112.
think it was
Bro,
112.
they always put crazy shit.
They had all them old ladies in there throwing the panties and.
But bro, let's be honest, man. If you re-listen to stuff from 112, and I haven't played any other shit in like over a decade, right? But
I mean, it's classic music though.
it's dope shit, bro.
Yeah, it
Peaches and
is.
Cream, like Dance With
Peaches
Me,
and
dude.
Cream.
That's
Yeah, Peaches
crazy
and Cream was the
shit.
though. Yeah, Peaches
They
and Cream
have
was
some
the shit.
quality music.
They ain't even got the same members no more though. I know, like a friend of mine, her mom went, and she kind of older. She was like, "Yeah, I went, but it was nice, but my favorite one wasn't in the group no more." I'm like, "Shit, well, that's how it is. Them niggas old." But I know you gotta like ride out. It's one more topic
Go ahead,
I wanted to
go
hit
ahead.
before
Let's
y'all
hit it real
ride out.
quick. Let's hit it real quick.
Do you think you can still play Soldier Boy in the club these days? And
Boy,
they was still. I know they still go off in
Yes.
Germany with the you.
Yes, that never gets old, bro.
I think that shit is so class, bro. That's like 20 years old too.
Yeah.
It's classic, but I feel like people don't respect Soldier Boy these days, and they don't like really.
As a person,
No.
nah. But
I don't really respect him as a person. I really like pity him for how he like carries himself and shit like that. He got me blocked on Twitter and shit. Cause
Okay, hold on. Hold
Why
on.
he
Give
block
me
you?
that story. Why is Soldier Boy blocking you on Twitter? What you do?
I was calling his ass out because he was talking some bullshit. Cause
My man said Soldier Boy blocked him.
he blocked me on Twitter because he was trying to sell that Soldier game. You remember Soldier game?
Yeah. But he didn't try to sell everything. Soldier
He tried,
shoes,
and
Soldier
everything got to
game.
have Soldier in the front of it and
yeah,
shit.
that's what messed it up.
And he was doing was like doing that drop shipping shit from Alibaba. He was buying like bootleg Game Boys from China and shit,
I remember
and
that.
putting a Soldier sticker on him
on
and
it,
shit.
yeah.
He was like, "I got the first. I'm the first rapper with a video game console." And I tweeted at him. I was like, "Nigga, that shit from China. You ain't developed shit with nobody, and you ain't fooling nobody." I'm like, "I do that drop shipping shit too, nigga." He just blocked me.
So you read it. That's
Hey,
funny.
Soldier Boy, unblock my man.
Oh man.
He really gonna hate me now because it was a dude in the street, right? You know, people do them street interviews and stuff, and he was asking a whole bunch of chicks, like, cause you know the age old question they got now with Jay-Z is like,
I know
would
exactly
you
what you're
would you take a dinner with Jay-Z or take
I saw
500K? Me personally, I would take 500K, but he was asking the chicks like, would you take a dinner with
I've seen
Soldier
that.
Boy or 250 in food stamps?
And they roasted.
They roasted him.
But crazy.
I
It's
ain't gonna
bad.
cap. I don't feel like I'm in a point in my life where 250 like food stamps really make or break me. So I would do it.
Oh,
Or
let's
somebody-
let's-
Food
let's just
stamps
see.
or dinner with Soldier Boy.
Food stamps.
Food stamps, what the fuck?
stamps?
250 food stamps.
250 in food stamps. I'm gonna pick the food stamps only because Soulja Boy's not nobody. I could have dinner by myself.
Oh,
The food
my
stamps.
God.
Food stamps. I don't give a fuck about that corny ass nigga. I didn't do that Soulja Boy lean since I was 12. Give me them food stamps. I'm taking food stamps. Fuck that nigga. Who is that?
Bitch, I'll take the food stamps.
Soulja Boy, like he's not even relevant no more. Like, come on, let's next question.
I never shut y'all hoes.
But go to Europe though and ask them that though.
Talking about? Y'all ass hoes couldn't come out with dinner with me.
Go to Europe and ask them that though. That's predominantly what American women first.
But I
off,
feel like
so-
some hood ass chicks would be like, yeah, I want to meet Soulja Boy.
Not in this time.
Not now.
Yeah, not in this
What
time.
y'all
but-
think? Y'all would y'all rather go to dinner with Soulja Boy or get 250 euro? Heart sphere. Just the money? Okay.
I personally I would go out to eat with Buddy because
go
I
to
make
dinner?
250. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it depends on your circumstances too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
They did look kind of ratchet.
You know what
Like
I'm
they
saying?
ain't having a lot.
I'm not saying they broke, but you know what I'm
it's
saying?
just like super like aggressive towards Soulja Boy just to ask the question and be like 250 and hold up in food stamps.
Food stamps.
You know what I mean?
Food
It's
stamps,
not in
not
fucking
even
like
cash.
just cash.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just fucking like yeah, and you can imagine if somebody comes up with that question and that like bullshit on the streets, then they definitely just take the parts where people say
Yeah, they just
bring
pick
me
the
the food stamps.
The
You know
shit,
what I mean?
the shit is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, but they roast him hard. It's bad.
Yeah, they roast him hard.
But honestly, like if I was him, I would just like sit at home and like count my millions and not give a fuck. I wouldn't even see something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like
you think
I'd be-
Soulja Boy's still a millionaire though?
Easy, bro. Easy.
I'm kind of skeptical.
Nah, he's definitely.
What is it? What is he a millionaire from?
He owns everything he got.
You
Pretty
think he
much.
made $1 million off the Soulja game?
No, not the game. Just his.
What
music.
else?
Just his music.
Bro, his music was
Just from that
world
time.
fucking hits.
How
Crank
many
that song-
years?
I feel like Crank that
independent
Soulja
How
Boy
many
made-
years? How many years ago was this?
Check how many monthly listeners he still got. Like, let's just calculate roughly how much money he's still making.
Spotify ain't paying shit.
No, but I calculated real quick for you if you want. Let me just see how many monthly listeners he got. Cause that guy is if that guy wants to make money, he just goes on tour in Europe and Asia, bro. Like he can still do that any day.
Yeah, you come to Europe.
I don't think Soulja Boy
Any day.
smart enough to do none of that shit though.
Because
Soulja
he's
is
already content.
But
with
if
what he got.
if he'd be broke, people would offer him that anyway, and then he would just take it.
Soulja. His public image is so bad.
Yeah.
I think a lot of like serious business people these days are not messing with.
But you know
Soulja
what?
Boy.
I don't get that. It's the same with Chris Brown. Like, why do people who are really like, they're not really that much involved with the streets, why do they, after they make money, try to get street cred? I don't get that point. That to me is just so stupid.
I don't get it either. But
guess to
a
maintain
lot of
a certain
artists,
image.
like fund
They got the money though. Like, why want to have that image?
But see, a lot of artists fund their initial careers with like drug and gang money and shit. So they just can't escape it. You know what I'm saying?
What,
I don't think
Chris
that's Soulja
Brown
Boy.
from Virginia with drug money was 16.
I think that's Chris
I mean,
Brown's case.
he was under Birdman, right?
No, Chris Brown. He was
I
on
think
the
he came
Brown
up
signed
with
to Cash Money, ain't he?
What's her name? Tina
No,
something
no.
from RCA. They're like super solid guys. I don't know the real background, everything,
Oh.
but no. I think that he's like this child brought shit. All his first songs, bro, were produced by and written by Sean Garrett. That was like the guy, bro. Like that's like
Yeah.
he's like an industry kid.
Yeah, you're right.
He
I
just
think-
got signed off and that's
I think he got into that crowd when he went to California and shit.
probably
Started fucking around with people like Whack 100 and shit like that. And he was
That's
really
so
young.
Stupid.
He was really young when he came up, and he probably got extorted a few times, and like I don't know, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Music business is a fucking crazy place.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's he got 10 million monthly listeners.
Okay. So that's if everybody of those listeners only listens to, that's crazy, by the way. That's a crazy number. For a guy like Soulja Boy that we all think is like fell off. In the US, you roughly get $4,000 for 1 million plays. So if all these guys only listen one time, normally I'd say with the guy like Soulja Boy, it might be a factor of 5. So this guy makes like close to 200,000. So it's 10 millions times like 10 times the 4,000 is 40,000. And then let's say everybody listens to 5 songs on average over a month, which is still pretty like small number. It might be 7, it might be 12, depending on the artist. He's like close to 200,000
A year?
Nah, a month.
What? From Soulja?
Just
From-
off of that's what the Spotify says. And we're not talking about Apple Music and all that shit. And in the US, Apple Music is 50% on top. So we would talk about close
Does he
to
not have? Is he still
No,
independent?
but hold
though?
up. That's the point now. Now there is the point. Okay, does Universal, for example, own the masters and still get 80%? Then he'd only make 20,000 of these 200,000. But still, if he just makes 20,000 a month, and that's like a really mild calculation, still, right? Only off of fucking Spotify. This guy is still living decent, man. He doesn't even have to do a show. Like if you calculate, let's say the same on top, just off of Apple and shit, he's making 40,000. Mild calculation. If he got any like sponsorship deals and whatnot, and we don't do the 80% by fucking Universal or whatever it is, he might be able to make $500,000 a month, which is $6 million a year. So this guy,
I think you giving Soulja a lot of credit
no,
over here, bro.
I just gave you the math. I can write it down again. That was
I'ma play this back and I'ma
that
do
was
the math.
a really mild calculation.
Okay.
Really mild.
You said you get 4,000
for $1 million.
For $1 million?
Yeah. If all these
Is that
streams,
still true though?
Yeah. If all these streams come from the US, if half of them are from Nigeria, you of course get less, right? Or which is a really good crazy market still. It depends on the country, and Brazil, for example, pays less too. Germany pays less too. Blah blah blah. But U.S., France, Holland, England, Germany are like top markets. Switzerland, blah blah blah. But those numbers are crazy. If he gets 10 million, I don't think we have a German artist that makes 10 million monthly listeners. I don't think we got.
Not even the biggest German artist,
I
like
really don't think so.
Luciano, fucking.
No, I don't think so. Try
Shireen
type
David.
in Luciano. If they released an album last month, they might probably hit that number, but I really doubt it. 10 million, 10.2 million to be exact for a Soulja Boy is crazy still. Yeah, type in Luciano there. Let's see. He got 8.5, and that's like the #1 rapper in Germany.
Yeah, facts.
And that guy, we would all believe it, is fucking paid. Okay? And he might have a bigger worth to go on live shows. 1.5 million, one of the biggest German artists in the female rap market.
Yo,
damn, I didn't.
Okay, go and type in Future, for example, just so you get a rough number. Soulja Boy has so many fucking classic songs that still work in these old playlists. It's insane. And I'm not a Soulja Boy. I sound like a Soulja Boy, like his manager or something. Okay, Future got close to 50. Let's take somebody smaller. Let's take an NBA Youngboy, for example.
NBA
he
Youngboy
like
is the
the
top
most-
stream
but-
artist.
Nah.
Bet money.
He the
Bet
biggest
money.
artist in the
I'm trying to get I'm trying to get
NBA
somebody
too
with
big.
like 20 million.
NBA too big.
He got 18 million. Look, he's too big. He's only 80% bigger.
I thought his number.
Then
I think
a-
he bigger
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube. On
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay, then on YouTube pays shit, by the way.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard
Okay,
that.
so
Let's look at Drake.
Oh, you already
no.
know Drake.
Try to find a mid-level artist that we still respect though. Take a Cardi B, bro.
70
Take a
million.
Cardi B. Just take
Cardi.
one. Take a Cardi B. I bet Cardi. Oh, does Cardi have 10? Oh, I don't know. That's a hard one. 30. Okay,
But
take.
Cardi B is huge though.
Yeah. I just she didn't really release anything the last
Uzi.
time.
Lil Uzi.
Nah, he's too
He's
big
pretty
with
big.
the new record. I'm trying to find somebody else that we kind of respect.
Lil TJ.
Lil TJ. I wouldn't say I
Or,
respect Lil
not,
TJ.
not, but I'm just saying that's like
Meek
a
Mill?
mid.
Meek
That's,
Mill?
but
Yeah, do Meek is good. Do Meek.
Try Meek.
Because I'm trying to like just level it out that people understand like how much 10 million is. 10 million is crazy.
Meek
Damn,
Mill
Milk only got 4
14.
million.
But
more
Meek Mill
than
ain't really been
Soulja
putting out
Boy?
no hits lately though.
And let me tell you, Meek just released a bunch of records, bro. He just released a whole mixtape that was super fire, man. He's still current. He's still in media.
Mm-hmm.
He just had like big waves on XXL 2 days ago because him and Rick Ross done some house deals and shit. So he got 14 million. Fucking Soulja Boy
That's
got
only 4
10,
million.
dude.
Than,
Wow, I didn't know Soulja Boy was so close to these people.
you gotta think. A lot of people in Europe listen to Soulja Boy, so maybe a lot of Americans not, but in Europe,
Yeah,
they stream
everybody's
that
still doing
every
that
day.
fucking Soulja Boy dance and shit.
Lil Durk.
Lil
too.
Durk, man,
20
it's just
million,
20.
double what Soulja Boy got. Damn, Soulja. Okay, I put a little bit of respect on Soulja Boy name, but not
Tell him he
until
gotta unblock
not
you.
until he unblocked me.
Oh man,
Damn, but yeah, man.
but that's
I know y'all
crazy.
gotta ride.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect 10 million for sure. We already did 2 hours, man.
We did.
But anything y'all guys want to say?
No, I
before
just
we-
appreciate you having me back again. Hey, you dope too. I like your energy too.
Yeah, we ain't even really get to get into all the
Yeah,
shit.
for
He
sure.
done.
Bro, yeah,
For
we
sure.
didn't talk about none of the topics I actually thought we would talk about.
Yeah.
But that's cool, bro. I like
we
that.
can-
That's a
that's
good
how it
We
goes
can
podcast.
definitely when
sometime.
it's back again though.
Bro, the fact we talked
I
about
like the beginning,
about
that first
mixed
part.
about dads having
Yeah,
mixed
that was
daughters
my
from
that was
like
my
all
favorite,
our
yeah.
perspectives.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
That's real relatable
Yeah.
shit
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
People gonna like that shit
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
But anyway, man, appreciate y'all for coming through.
Already.
I'm
Appreciate you
probably
guys having
gonna
me.
I'm probably gonna drop by both of y'all parties tonight.
Hey, we is lit tonight. You know what I'm saying? At the Resi and at Flashback. That's all I'm saying.
Dope.
So.
All right, man. Well, this has been another episode of the Quote Goes Podcast. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I go by the name of Tommy Guns. See y'all next time. Peace.
So rap.